Yeah. OnChain Revolution, you're not bullish enough. OnChain Revolution, you're not bullish enough. Every day we steady looking at the market, and we gon' tell you how to get started. Chain abstraction, fear and greed index, always looking at price action. Broke on advance, you don't even gotta mention. I swap it in the deck, you're not bullish enough. Traded in the segs, you ain't trenching enough. We do that market recap. Too much Bitcoin, gotta go to rehab. Shizzy and Yagobi. OnChain Revolution, network in the art. Every day we go live, baby, you know where we are. We mention all the networks and the crypto. Need some more liquidity. Flipping and trading is the recipe. Too many protocols to count. I get high and I'm never coming down. Number go up, then I'ma say peace. Yeah, you thought that I was gonna leave. Yeah, we just getting started, man. OnChain Revolution. Every day. Bring the beat back. Eyes everywhere, gotta be careful with volatile meme coins. You can get some bread if you round trip it, then you gon' regret. All this information in my head. BYOR, touch grass instead. Nobody really knows how it's gon' end up today. Somebody gotta tell you what's happening today. I don't let the money change me, no way. OnChain Revolution, here to stay. Yeah, say I'm Sage, man. Voodoo 2 on the way. Yeah. Nicky's. Yeah. OnChain Revolution. OnChain. Hey, OnChain Revolution. Bitcoin not an illusion. Market recaps, then I do a roll call. You're not bullish in the vocal. Look at the price action, trend. Yeah, send it to the deck. Yeah, sell it through the stack. Order knows the best. Too much Bitcoin, gotta go to read. If you end up bearish, gotta put the knee back. Let me see the comments. Look at the fear and greed index. Bridge. Look at the chart.
Welcome back to OnChain Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we cover the entire Bitcoin crypto ecosystem. What's up, guys? An amazing show for you guys today. We're doing another Blitz Spaces for the great guys at Tokyo. This is going to be an epic one, guys, because it's infrastructure. We got the guys building the bottom floor. You can't build a skyscraper without first building the infrastructure first, and that's what today's space is all about. Guys, this is going to be a very educational. You guys need to strap in for this one, because really learning about these projects could really catapult you and catapult your knowledge and catapult what potentially you're building. A lot of you guys out there are builders, and that's the best part about this ecosystem right now. It feels like, you know, only the real OGs are here, only the real builders are here, only the real guys who actually, you know, they're not here for the money. They're not tourists, right? They're not coming in here and, you know, abstracting, taking money away from everybody else, right? They're actually building, they're putting money into the ecosystem. It's actually phenomenal. We got Bitcoin sitting at 102,000 right now, just kind of going sideways. Bitcoin right now is very you know, it's headline driven. There really are no headlines. PPI came in low, job numbers came in normal. Like, it's everything's kind of normal right now. So with Bitcoin kind of just going sideways, it's actually a really good time to strap in and learn. We have a great one for you guys today. So without further ado, let's bring my partner, as always, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, buddy?
What's up?
What's up, man? How's everything with you and infrastructure, bro? You ready?
Yeah, I'm definitely ready. We have a huge, massive lineup today. I think we got around 7 builders, possibly, if they all show up. But, you know, some of these builders you guys are going to recognize right off the bat, like Laser Eyes. But then there's some that you've probably heard of that you're going to learn more about today, like Midl. But we also have some that you maybe not have heard about, like Sati, Stakeit, Alpen. Omnity, we definitely have heard about, and we know about Best in Slot. So it's going to be a great lineup today. And remember, Tokyo is being generous throughout this entire Bitcoin Blitz. They're giving away $13,000 Doggo to the Moon tokens every stream or space. All you have to do is go over to the Apple App Store or Google Play, depending on if you have an iPhone or an Android. Download the Tokeo wallet, take a screenshot of that, and then head over to this X space and post that screenshot in the comment section for a chance to win in a raffle those tokens. And so congratulations to yesterday's winner, Disco Weasel. Love the tag name, Disco Weasel. What I need you to do is shoot over a DM to the OnChain Revolution X account and shoot us your Tokeo wallet Bitcoin Taproot address, and we'll add it to the spreadsheet. But congratulations on winning 13,000 Doggo to the Moon tokens. But yeah, I'm psyched. I'm psyched to get into it. I think people are ready to learn, and I'm ready to learn myself.
Yeah, man, let's do it. Let's bring up our co-host for today. We got the man, the myth, the legend, co-founder of Tokeo, Shaz. Thank you so much for joining us, man.
GM, good day, everybody. How's it going? How are we, guys? I love the intro. I'm pumped. I'm motivated. It's not as early in the day for me as it is for you guys, but I feel the motivation. It gives me the energy. We got such an exciting lineup today. I'm pretty psyched. And, I know of some projects, and I've been learning about some over the past few days. And once again, right, it's been a theme across the whole Bitcoin Blitz. Such a different set of tools, such a different set of innovations and development. We're obviously very, very excited at Tokeo to be hosting the Bitcoin Blitz alongside you guys, the guys at ChaChing. I think we were meant to have a co-host today. I don't know if it's for this one or the next one. He might be joining, but we'll find out. But, we're super pumped to be doing all of this with Tokyo in the lead up to Bitcoin Vegas coming in, just in under 10 days. We will also be hosting a booth somewhere at Bitcoin Vegas, so keep an eye out for that announcement. There's also a partner or a project in the group of projects today that we've actually about to announce an integration with, so keep an eye out there. I might say who it is as we go through, so that's very, very exciting. But if you haven't tried out Tokeo yet, go check it out. We're a multi-chain wallet, more than just a wallet, as people start calling it nowadays. We do trending tokens, insights, blah, 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 swaps, MasterCard coming through. So Bitcoin straight to MasterCard. Europe and the US will be the first two places to kind of get that, partnered with Sat's Terminal. We've got another blockchain coming up. I didn't say it yesterday. If you did go back and have a look, otherwise I'm saying it right now because I feel like it. Very, very soon as well. So we'll be expanding that out. And there's a lot of stuff going on the Cardano Bitcoin side. As we heard yesterday, there's also a lot going on with Bitcoin and Sui. So maybe we'll be talking about that a little bit later, guys. But I'm very excited. Thank you for having me on. I'm excited to be hosting this with you guys. Super pumped for today's space because these ones are definitely a lot of knowledge building for me. It's definitely not my forte per se. So I'm going to sit here and learn alongside you guys.
Absolutely. And we do have another co-host in ChaChing. I see Furqs down there. I'm going to bring him up in a second. But before I do, I want to ask you something. I heard something on, I read something on my crypto Twitter timeline that said, wallets are going to be slowly kind of replacing bank accounts, right? Is that something that you and the Tokyo team kind of see for the future for the wallet industry?
Yeah, that's a very, very relevant point, right? We have premised Tokyo from its very foundation to be an app that showcases the best of the best and lets you store, or rather is the interface for you to store and hold your crypto and your assets in your own custody, right? And if we're talking about kind of the quote unquote on-chain revolution, right, which is taking place globally. Yeah, these guys did it first, baby. So, but if you're talking about that, right, I mean, it is more and more people are recognizing the importance of having the custody of their assets. Now it's about how easy you make it, how smooth you make it, how much access you give to people through that interface. And that's where Tokyo comes in. So I don't only see it as kind of the gateway to your self-custodial bank account, but also your means to access information, access multiple ways for you to better understand and use your DeFi, to convert your crypto to your fiat, vice versa, to be able to use your crypto to go over to the shops, as we call them, around the corner in Australia and, pick up some shrimp for the bobby. We don't really say that, but I'm saying it because I know that people like to hear that, right? But to be able to do that with your crypto, that is what it's about. And to do it in a smooth, nice, fun, efficient way, where you're incentivized to do it too, that's where Tokeo comes in.
Yeah, and that quote was actually from @Jack, right? That's the founder of Cash App. So it's not like just some Twitter guy out there, right? That was, saying that the wallets are going to be banks. I mean, and you guys are just in the perfect position right now for sure.
Yep.
That's exciting. I'm suddenly like a lot more bullish on having gone down this route. So,
well, we actually have two extra kind of panel co-hosts that are going to be joining us in Furqs, and I'm going to attempt this. Valerioshi, let's bring them up. Furqs from ChaChing and Valerioshi, which I believe is another YouTuber. So we definitely welcome our fellow content creators. Let me try to get Furqs up here as well. You got him?
Yep.
All right, Valerioshi, did I pronounce that correctly or did I butcher that?
Yeah, bro. It's cool. You can call me Val, V if you want. Whatever's easy.
Yep. How you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm just in Pattaya. I just got back from getting a foot massage and pedicure. So, yeah, feeling pretty good. How are you guys?
Doing well. Getting ready. I mean, it's a huge lineup today. I know Tokyo's going to definitely stick with us for that first hour, but we got you guys also to kind of help out and ask some good questions. And then I want to pass it over to Furqs real quick. Furqs is a founder of ChaChing, which if you're in the Bitcoin ecosystem community, you know what ChaChing is about: lending. They're building on the scaled solution Arch network. But Furqs, how are you doing?
All good. GM, guys. Nice to see all the pretty faces out here. We're building ChaChing. We're solving the Bitcoin yield problem that seems to be like the biggest out there right now, like how rightly Zushan also said. So we're trying to keep it as trust minimized as possible on the base L1 layer, because that is what the people actually sort of resonate to at this point of time in the ecosystem. And also, we truly believe that Bitcoin yield is definitely the future. Also, now you can safely say that all the Bitcoin maxis are going to be Bitcoin yield maxis next. That's like the next wave that we're going to see in this ecosystem, pretty sure. Not because it's nice to have, but because it's inevitable. For too long, Bitcoin has been treated as dead capital, held, stored, and speculated on, but never truly used. So we're here to just break the shackles and provide like a non-custodial and a trustless kind of a solution on a native L1, leveraging Arch network, of course. That is what we're doing at ChaChing.
Are you saying that Michael Saylor is going to use ChaChing?
I mean, of course, we want all the institutions to come in too. I mean, they want to be yield maxis, so ChaChing is your solution. And you still have custody of your Bitcoin, so it's like completely non-custodial. You actually lose custody of your Bitcoin. It's like governed by the Arch smart contracts. Yeah.
Love it. Real quick, I do want to pass it back to Val because I didn't really give him a chance to, explain what the DGen reports are and what you cover specifically. It looks like the Bitcoin ecosystem, but maybe you could explain and intro yourself and what you cover.
Yeah, thanks. I actually cover crypto stories and scandals mostly these days, but I am heavily into ordinals. I'm a seed investor in Liquidium, for example, and I also hopped on a call with Nick, the CMO of Arch Network last week, and he's a big brain guy. I really love what Arch is building. And so I do occasionally cover other stuff like Alpha, but I do like to focus on where the data tells me to go. So apparently people love scandals. So that's where but yeah, I'd love to also, talk a bit about what Liquidium has been doing these days, because they just introduced a staking mechanism, and liquid staking on Bitcoin. That's going to be pretty lucrative moving forward. So, yeah, I think it's exciting stuff. If you guys know what Liquidium is, right?
Oh yeah.
We were meant to
Of course.
have. I think James was going to join us on one of the spaces, but the timing didn't work out last couple of days ago. So we talk. We'll be at their event in Vegas as well, and all that. So yeah, pretty. And I think
Excellent.
Everyone here knows them.
Yeah, they did jump on. I think like 2 days ago on our stream at the end.
There we go.
He came in.
Yep.
Yeah, but we go way back with Liquidium and Robin. We've been covering the Bitcoin ordinal and ecosystem since I would say about 2023 summer-ish is when we started. So that that protocol is definitely one that sets the standard. It's been around for a long time. So exciting to get into that in a bit here, but love the entire panel up here is OGs and this Bitcoin ecosystem, and so love some of the feedback and questions that you guys are going to come up with for some of these builders. But without further ado, let's kind of bring up the first guest, if you guys don't mind. I believe Louis Liu was first on deck, which represents Omnity Network. So let's bring up Louis. Louis, how are you doing? Can you give a quick 2-minute intro of who you are and what Omnity is bringing to the Bitcoin ecosystem for infrastructure?
Oh, sure. Thank you. So, Omnity, the infrastructure project built on ICP. So ICP provides, I would say, quite comprehensive infrastructure for Bitcoin application builder. And the add-on from Omnity is a on-chain, let's say, rules indexer. It's a smart contract, extract new block from Bitcoin network and check against ICP Bitcoin subnet, and then to maintain the runes state inside a smart contract. So it allows ICP smart contract to access runes status without intermediary. Based on that, Omnity bring in interoperability protocol, which can transfer runes from Bitcoin to ICP to EVM chain to Cosmos chain to Solana and others. Recently, we launched an execution layer. We call it RE, Runes Exchange Environment. Essentially, it's a on-chain PSBT coordinator that's so to let client and smart contract to jointly sign a piece of PSBT and then broadcast it to Bitcoin network. So it's can work as a execution layer or execution middleware in his position.
Yeah, I mean, look, we've heard a lot about ICP and being a scaling solution for a lot of these projects, especially I would say the past 6 months. You have stuff like Odin.fun, you have RichSwap, and as our guy Val mentioned earlier, Liquidium even leveraged the ICP tech stack to allow the one-click lending. How are you able to kind of gain the trust of what's normally a very conservative approach to scaling Bitcoin infrastructure? How were you able to really kind of earn that trust and then still, be able to use the full potential of the ICP tech stack at the same time?
Yes, I think what the ICP bring to the table is scalability and programmability, very cost-effective, fast execution. But of course, if you build on ICP, you bring in some extra, let's say, trust assumption. So you need to trust both ICP and Bitcoin. It's a, let's say, a compromise, but I think the value is really immense, and the infrastructure is ready to use. So ICP's chain fusion or chain keys tech stack is not designed for Bitcoin. It's designed for his own let's say, smart contract or subnet communication. So it's somehow we could say it's better tested since ICP has been there for 4 years and it carry billions, still billions of asset. So I think at this level, the, let's say, ICP's let's say ICP security is good enough to support Bitcoin DeFi.
Yeah, look, it's been proven. I mentioned Odin, I mentioned Rich Swap in Liquidium, which is an OG protocol that's been here forever. If they trust it, I mean, that's a big statement, right? So my last question for you is, what's next? What's next for ICP? I mean, you've won over 3 different founders of protocols that are able to integrate Bitcoin asset runes. And what's next for ICP? What do you see happening? Do you see a mass adoption come in, or just more builders need to continually use it?
Just one more question. RuneStax also leverages ICP, isn't that? Am I right?
Yeah,
We had them on.
Yeah.
Oh, do they?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
It's an open source smart contract run as an on-chain runes indexer.
Wow.
And we see there are quite a few great projects and more to join, and I think that we try to, let's say, leverage the composability between different ICP BTC5 protocol, and if it happens, it will, let's say, enable some exponential growth in this ecosystem, and that is why we put a lot of resource in RE. It makes different ICP Bitcoin DeFi somehow share liquidity with each other. So it's different type of composability from Solidity EVM. But it brings them. It definitely enable Bitcoin protocol built on ICP to share liquidity and enforce the network effects of each other.
Yeah, so I was actually in the dark with RuneStax. I thought they were using some sort of lightning option, but that's awesome that they're another project. But it goes to kind of show that, you know, there's trust being built up with the ICP tech stack where we are. And so, yeah, look, I'm very impressed with what ICP and Omnity Network and I forgot the other organization, what is it called?
Whoa,
Divinity.
Isn't Rich Swap? Don't you guys do Rich Swap as well?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Rich Swap is the
product,
first application built on RE. We built this application to show the capability of RE infrastructure.
Yep. And yeah, I think I named them initially, but look, so there could be an argument that ICP is one of the tech stacks and environments that are leading the way a little bit with the scaling here. But anybody else on the panel have a question for Lewis? He's done a great job of breaking things down for us.
Yeah, like I wanted to ask him. You spoke about your integration with Cosmos. How does that? Is it very similar to how the Bitcoin ecosystem operates? Because I believe Cosmos and Bitcoin are like pretty much similar.
It's let's say lock and mint bridge. So we can bring runes or Bitcoin to Cosmos chain, since Cosmos chain have let's say ready to use light client, so we can do light client verification from ICP and so this bridge is somehow trustless.
Love it, love it. And I know there's a lot of other plugins with ICP tech stack, so it can be an option to bring inflow of liquidity, not just kind of out with Bitcoin. So, Lewis, very impressed with what Omnity and ICP has been able to do. Looking forward to the future of what ICP does with Bitcoin's tech stack and continuing this scaling journey. So we thank you so much for your time, and we look forward to hearing future updates.
Yeah, thank you for having me here.
Yep, thanks. Lewis. Wow,
exciting. I had a call with Dfinity just a few days ago, right? And I was chatting to a couple of people on their team, and they are very, very interested in expanding out ICP to be utilized by projects building on Bitcoin. So what Omnity is doing, I think is another piece in that puzzle, right? As people try to unlock a lot of the things that we want to be able to do with Bitcoin DeFi. And I think that they've been one of the earliest to achieve some of that stuff, right? Because they've been around a while. So it's pretty exciting for sure. What do you guys think?
Yeah, every chain needs a Bitcoin strategy at this point, right? I mean, Bitcoin's going to be a $10 trillion asset one day. And if you don't have a Bitcoin strategy, you don't have an AI strategy as well, you're going to be left behind. But that Bitcoin strategy needs to come as soon as possible.
Yeah. I'm curious, Val, I'm looking at your profile and it says Bitcoin OG. So I'm not sure if you kind of had more of the layer one maximalist mentality previous, or maybe you still carry some of that over, but Liquidium kind of opening their mind and saying, hey, we're going to leverage ICP here for this one-click lending. What's your thoughts on that?
I'm totally okay with experimentation and being open-minded about stuff. I don't believe in option blindness. If you're practicing option blindness ever, you're basically just cutting off your own like plays. I think it's incredibly limiting. So even when it comes to other chains, I'm always ready to see what others are building, and except for Ethereum. Ethereum's the only one. But everything else, I'm open-minded about. So Solana, okay, let's see what we can do with Solana. But I do feel like the more time I spend on Bitcoin and the more time goes on, everything leads back to Bitcoin, and we're going to have a bigger ecosystem with more infra and capabilities. And ultimately, I wonder if any of these other chains are really necessary, considering we will be able to do all that and more on the God chain anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, definitely. I could see that perspective as well. Obviously, some things need to be updated, or maybe not. Cardano uses off-chain computation, and they're able to kind of do their smart contracts without upgrade, changing the code necessarily, like some people want to with Bitcoin. But Furqs, any last thoughts on Omnity and ICP before we head over to the next guest, Midl?
No, I think ICP has been building their tech stack since the very long time. I think they were one of the first ones to actually go live, and they actually have teams that are actually building on it, with live products like Liquidium, right? And that is where like ICP is pushing the frontier, I guess. Like ICP's like the Bitcoin integration, it isn't just theoretical, right? It uses the threshold ESDSA, like signing to enable smart contracts. I mean, we also tried it out, but we finally went out with Arch because that sort of fit properly with our narrative. But we were definitely exploring ICP as well because of it's a proven concept, and dApps are perfectly running on top of it.
Yeah.
And I almost forgot about our friends over at Tap Protocol who've come by a couple of times. They've been leveraging ICP to build out some of the bridges and the bridging that they're doing, right, between different blockchains. So there is a lot of frameworks in place there that have enabled great builders to achieve the things that they're after. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. And as things continue to kind of, accelerate and proliferate at the moment. So I'm pretty excited.
Absolutely.
So one thing that's really powerful about ICP is that like the interoperability is built into the protocol itself. It's not as an afterthought or a plugin, right? You can combine Bitcoin native custody with ICP's deterministic execution, the WebAssembly based compute, and internet scale, the data hosting that they have, all while operating in a decentralized tamper-proof environment. So
Yeah, and I feel like this is kind of perfect for ICP because one thing they've struggled with in the past has been marketing consistent like momentum, and having this Bitcoin / ICP ecosystem develop is really big for them. So I'm happy for that ecosystem and looking forward to the future of how big that grows. But let's move from ICP to a new kind of solution here called Midl. I first heard about Midl, I think, from our friends from Fluid. They met them at a conference, but it is a solution. From what I understood, it's kind of similar, competing with Arch. But let's get Mr. Big G, I love that name, from Midl up on stage. Welcome, Big G. How are you doing?
GM, everyone. First of all, thank you very much for having me here, lads. My name is Georgie, or Midl Big G. Yes, even though I'm not that big at all in real life, but still. Otherwise, I'm a DevRel at Midl, and we have pretty much, I would say, same goal in mind as Arch Network has, and we are really happy that it's more and more of us coming into the Bitcoin space lately. We want to basically bring the programmability to Bitcoin L1, and we want to allow to native Bitcoin dApps to exist, essentially. So same philosophy in mind, different execution, and also different levels of development experience, I would say, in here. Midl is essentially a Bitcoin abstraction environment at Bitcoin. It's basically a protocol that allows complex smart contract transactions execution natively on Bitcoin without forcing a user to breach their assets out, without changing their native Bitcoin wallets to MetaMask. So you guys can still be using Tokeo wallets at the Bitcoin side. You can be using others, and without doing any unnecessary steps like bridging. So just simple connect with the app and start using it. So use cases can be lending protocols, AMMs, minting stablecoins, perp trading, and so on. And Midl is utilizing runes as our primary native token standard to start with. Additionally, for builders, we provide an opportunity to quickly migrate Solidity-backed dApps and do that with a really pleasant development experience. For that, we have invested more than half a year by now into building our own open source JavaScript library, which is basically kind of the base stack you need in JavaScript to interact with Bitcoin. Midl.js library, which includes Node.js utils to use Bitcoin at the base level, but also includes the same stuff for runes, and as well as React hooks to use it at the front-end level. That also includes our latest development, Satoshi Kit, which basically kind of like a rainbow kit thing at the Ethereum side. So this is briefly about Midl. Sorry if I took it a bit too long.
No, I think that was a great breakdown. So are you guys so it sounds like you're using the Ethereum virtual machine to kind of handle this, because I heard Solidity. So are you using a similar approach in rolling up a lot of these transactions and then validating them on Bitcoin, to kind of, I guess, work with the speed and stuff, so you don't have to wait for 10-minute blocks, all that stuff? Or what's the approach with that?
Yeah, it's pretty much like this. We are trying kind of to keep everything at the Bitcoin L1, in a sense that every transaction that you want to do, every Solidity transaction, has to get triggered by a user's Bitcoin transaction. So it's not like we have like thousands users transactions at some L2, and then once in a while we submit a proof of transactions at Bitcoin L1, because this is just quite boring, I would say. Otherwise, in our case, every user starts their transaction with a Bitcoin trigger, they use BIP 322 signature in order to encode the Solidity transactions they want to execute. We don't need an access to their private keys or anything. It's still done at the wallet level. So we use just the signatures from them in order to basically understand what kind of actions they want to be doing. And this is being executed at the external computational environment, later on reflected at the Bitcoin level itself. So the user basically, from their eyes, never leaves Bitcoin. They do it like as native as it can get, considering the limited capabilities of the Bitcoin scripts.
Yeah, I definitely feel like it's a similar kind of approach, except for maybe I believe Furqs probably knows more than me on this. With Arch kind of rolls, they have two options. You can kind of have that, more native Bitcoin side as a builder, or if you want to be more native to the SVM that they have. But look, this option is very interesting to me because you don't have to bridge, right? And that's the narrative that I think a lot of these infrastructure chains or environments are trying to really get involved with, because bridging is scary to the Bitcoin maximalist or the L1 maximalist, if you will. So everybody needs a strategy on how to earn those people's trust, right? The laser eyes and stuff. What's Midl's strategy? What's your pitch?
So first of all, I would say that bridges is not only like scary. You can have examples of, I think, good bridges from a technological standpoint, but bridges are always like a bad UX. Just imagine yourself, let's say, borrowing, let's say, a stable coin with native Bitcoin. Like you right now have to locate a website to bridge this stuff, then you have to bridge this stuff, then you have to unbridge this stuff, then you have to like mint stable coin, and then you use it. And this is now going to take like 7 steps. Plus you wait here and there for an hour. With native Bitcoin dApps, you just connect to frontend. That's step 1. You connect the wallet and you basically borrow the stable coin, for example, as if we use like a lending protocol. As an example. So this is a really good UX, which basically saves users times, which helps with some regulatory issues because you don't have to like basically create a propped asset or anything. But otherwise, I think our main pitch, so to say, is providing a good development experience. Because what we see right now at the Bitcoin space, it's essentially very difficult to build anything. And considering building on other environments, it's unnecessary difficult. So we spend a lot of time trying to abstract developers from it, building all of these like nice utils, bringing the same development experience you may have at Ethereum level, but still building on Bitcoin with all of the OGs around, so to say. So this is our vision. We want to allow you to build AMMs not in 14 months, like we know some AMMs did, but in 2 months, as the same way as they would usually do at other networks. So this is our pitch, and Bitcoin has the liquidity. Bitcoin has a very tight community, and kudos to this community for basically sticking with Bitcoin and defending by all the means. It just needs more utility and more things to do, basically, with the Bitcoin. It cannot stay like a peer-to-peer network forever.
Yeah, man, it sounds really interesting. Are you guys in testnet, or are you guys going to testnet anytime soon?
Yes, we are in private DevNet stage at the moment. We already have, by the way, few external teams already shipping their products, and a few of them actually finished the deployment by now. And we are soon releasing the public testnet stage, and we're going through audits as well at the moment. And basically, as soon as the audits are done, we will start the preparations for the mainnet release. Audits are basically our main thing to finish right now, because like security has to be first, of course.
That sounds awesome. I mean, I'm excited to kind of play with that a little bit. What kind of projects are you seeing people build right now? And is there any project that you want someone to potentially build when you're
Sure. So I think base DeFi stack is really important. Having an ability to attract both institutions to participate in the Bitcoin DeFi is really important. So right now we already have the base DeFi stack like partially filled. We have a perp DAX being built by an external team. We just last week, Helios Finance finished the deployment of their lending protocol. We have Beeman right now finishing the deployment of their stablecoin. We have Almozo finishing the AMM, but we want more. We want more perp DAXs to step in. We want more AMMs to step in. We want more lendings to step in. SocialFi, GameFi, RWA. I think personally, like I'm in space now for like over 7 years. And 7 years ago, I was like, why can't we like buy a house now with the Bitcoin and do it in a like safe way? I think now with the programmability and essentially the technological means that we have today, I think RWA is also on the rise, and it will be on the rise.
Yeah, I agree with that. RWA, I feel like hasn't even gotten close to really starting to hit its stride. One thing that I think is really smart is when you're building a new solution, because I do think some of these Bitcoin L2s are going to have success, whether their previous experience, the EVM ones, but there's so many that eventually some of these are going to just fall off, right? But when you're using this new approach of kind of like the hybrid native kind of doing things on layer one as well, you're still able to pick from a large pool of EVM Solidity developers, right? And I think, Arch is kind of using that with the SVM side and ICP. Well, they just have that, right? Like the ICP devs, everybody has it. Cardano has theirs as well. So I think it's really smart. Eventually, a lot of these will come together. But, my last question for you is, what's the next big thing for Midl? Like someone that's like, I'm interested now. I'm new. I'm listening to the show right now. We got about 300 people listening. Like, what's the next big thing you're excited about that they can possibly get excited about as well?
I think seeing as much the apps as you see at other networks is the next big thing. That's number one. Seeing more developers, like Microsoft CEO Ballmer just like shouting from the stage like developers. Like we want Ballmer basically at the Ballmer's peak after a few beers shouting like developers about Bitcoin. We want more of those in. We want them to talk with us if they're interested into building something on top of Bitcoin. Like we want to basically get swamped with providing hand-by-hand basically support with that. But otherwise, I think from the infrastructural standpoint, I think the next big thing is stablecoins, and this is what we are actively trying to raise awareness of, and what we are and why I think that Runes is a good thing to start with as a protocol. I think as soon as Runes issue the necessary updates in order to support the stablecoins minting, that is really going to unlock like quite a big shift, I would say, in the market.
I'm just gonna jump in there and self just plug something in, because you mentioned stablecoins there, mate. In about 4 hours, we have a space with Bima, Ducat, and a bunch of others on stablecoins. So I couldn't agree more there, mate. Also, would love to catch up. This is more of like an intro, get you guys on and had a bit of a chat, but let's definitely link up after Bitcoin Vegas, or maybe even in Vegas if you guys are going to be there and have a bit of a conversation, because some of my team will be representing too. But I had a question for you as we wrap up, mostly to do with, there's obviously less so on the dev side and more so on kind of the marketing and optics and comms side of things. I think blockchain in itself, you've got so much noise, and then we're in a niche within a niche, which we hope will become much, much, much larger than that, right? We're talking about being able to build Bitcoin's dApps and products on ICP, on Cardano, on Sui, right? There are these conversations. Then we have you guys, Arch. How do you kind of see yourself standing out and really, making that noise? Because I feel that you obviously have a solid product. You're doing some exciting things. That's always the component that me, from a personal level, it's very, very interesting.
Yeah. So of course, our product is only one thing of basically success, but basically our idea is that we are looking to upbring and uplift and boost the Bitcoin ecosystem itself. So I think the key success thing here is for us to bring basically more, once again, sorry for repeating myself, more external teams to build stuff on top of Bitcoin and provide more utility. And as soon as we have lots and lots of people building around us and around Bitcoin, this is something that would allow us to stand us out. At the same time, I think just like regular participation, like coming back to the conferences. If anyone wishes to speak with us, we're going to be at Vegas, and just making like a little drop here. We're also going to organize a hackathon later this year in August in Hong Kong. So, and this is not announced yet, so this is like an exclusive stuff, guys. So
there's the
Nice.
alpha.
The alpha, yes.
The alpha plug,
Yeah,
the
man.
alpha plug.
If you guys need a wallet, there is a wallet I know who hasn't really explored EVM yet that could potentially do that.
Let's
Yeah.
definitely catch up.
We don't need EVM. We don't need EVM components from the wallet. It's we are using Bitcoin wallets only. Like we will be able to use MetaMask as soon as they provide the Bitcoin as what they promised to do now for like 2 years.
Gotcha.
But otherwise, Bitcoin is what we like put our stakes on.
Perfect. Because I think you guys are using the account abstraction, right, for that to allow that the Bitcoin wallets to kind of sign for the contracts and stuff, or.
No, we just basically spent 2 months into connecting the signatures that users can do with the with the Bitcoin wallets, and decoding the signatures at the Ethereum virtual machine. So we don't need like account abstraction. It's still the same wallets. Like for example, I don't know, Express Leather. Sorry, I didn't want to name drop them, but just Tokeo, Tokeo, of course. You use the same private keys you already have. No like account abstraction involved. We don't need any like custodial link point in there. It's just like a simple cryptography, which is not simple.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, if it was simple, I think it would be out like months ago, right? A year ago. But that's awesome. I'm going to play around with that. But one thing you said was, the liquidity in Bitcoin, and that's one of the hardest things to do is pull Bitcoin away from these Bitcoin maxis. But there will be an environment or product that just blows everybody away, and they'll be like, okay, take my Bitcoin. So we're all working towards that. We're working towards that, right? Like as builders. Not to take it, but if the product's good enough. But hey, look, Big G, I love that name. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, for breaking down Midl. I'm excited to mess with the test net, and we look forward to future updates.
Thank you very much, guys, for having me. It was a blast.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Wow, pretty good breakdown of Midl. Would you say?
Oh, awesome. I think Val, you said you might have to jump off. Is that right?
Yeah, my phone's about to die, but I did want to say one last thing, like totally like off the side. Have you guys heard about Parasite Pool yet?
I saw it on my timeline, but I didn't dive into it. Is that the OMB project? Okay.
Yeah, it's basically a mining pool for solo miners, and we're trying to help push decentralization further, since most of the hash power comes from industrial mining giants. Like Foundry USA comprises 30% of Bitcoin's total hash power, which is just ridiculous. So the more we get solo miners to join this mining pool. ZK is designed to incentivize solo miners to join. If you win a block, you win 1 BTC. The rest is distributed to everyone else who's running solo miners according to the hash power they contribute. And so it's as fair as it gets. There's no fees to join. If you guys are running solo miners, do consider joining.
Yeah. Dude, I love that. I love that. You know, the little guys, we always want them to have their opportunity and decentralize the chain more, right? So appreciate that, Val. And I'm not sure if you have to jump off or anything, but, you know, it's been great, you know, having you up. And, you know, you're always welcome to join us on the OnChain Revolution. Maybe we can do some collabs in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me, guys. Shizzy, Yagobi, and I can't see your names, guys, because I'm on my phone. It's tiny. But I'll join from my computer next time.
Okay. Sounds good, brother. All right. Take it easy.
Cheers,
See you, mate.
All right.
All right.
Awesome. Yeah. Guys, before we bring up the next guest here, just remember that Tokyo's giving away 13,000 Dog Go to the Moon Runes tokens. It's very simple on how to have a chance to win. All you got to do is go to either the Apple App Store or Google Play, depending on if you have an iPhone or an Android. Download the app, take a screenshot of it, head over to this X live stream, and then post in the comment section the image, and we will put you into the raffle. And you'll have a good shot of winning that 13K Dog Go to the Moon tokens, which Dog is on fire lately. But yeah, it's
Also,
been a good show.
I was just going to add, mate, I will be sending them out by the weekend. Just doing 1,000 things at the moment, so you will get your dog, everybody. We're running through these spaces, so yeah.
Yeah, it's been crazy. Look, it's been kind of like it's a blitz. That's what it is, a Bitcoin blitz, right? And so imagine doing 2 spaces a day, guys, with all these builders. So there's a lot. We are collecting the addresses and all that stuff, so don't worry. We're making sure we announce the winners of, you know, the previous either regular spaces or stream on that next following one. So just listen for your name. We are DMing on our side for the live streams, and I know Tokyo's handling the regular spaces. But if you won and you're waiting, just be a little bit more patient there. All right, let's bring up Felipe from Sati. This one
before that, sorry,
Okay.
I saw someone said that one of the guests says that they have to run at the hour mark.
Okay.
So
Who's that?
Siddant. So if Felipe, you're maybe, yeah, I just checked with Felipe. He's okay to wait.
Okay.
To come on next. Appreciate it, mate. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, then let's kind of move things around here. Let's bring up Siddant from Alpen. Siddant, how are you doing? And could you kind of give an intro on who you are, what Alpen is, and how it is affecting the Bitcoin infrastructure space? You there?
Hello. Hey, guys. Thank you, Felipe, for letting me cut line over here. Feel free to call me Sid as well. Really excited to have you get myself on the show. So I'm Sid. I do marketing and BD at Alpen, part of the founding team. I've been here for about close to 2 years now. Alpen Labs, the team building Alpen, is really the team pioneering zero-knowledge rollups on Bitcoin. A lot of us are now familiar in the industry with the term zero-knowledge rollups. Obviously, the Ethereum rollup centering roadmap has kind of really pushed this kind of scaling infrastructure, this model into the fray, and a lot of excitement has been driven around this. There's been a lot of hype in the market around Bitcoin rollups. That's Bitcoin ZK rollups coming into the thing. But I think to sum up what Alpen is, what we're really trying to build is Bitcoin's native financial layer. Right. That's the sort of the original promise of what you could kind of do with Bitcoin as this kind of payment system. But over time, as we all know, this now $2 trillion asset, it really is not as usable as we would kind of want it to be. And for Bitcoin to transition from this store of value asset, something that people hold through, custodians, through, I'll go into bridging a bit later, and Ethereum on Solana and sort of these other platforms, that really kind of adds a lot of trust assumptions along the way, and kind of goes against the ethos of why you would want to hold onto Bitcoin, right? Like if it's not your coins, it's not your keys, not your coins, kind of thing. And so we really want to bring finance back to Bitcoin. That's really the goal of this. And this has been a long held dream for everyone, right? Like you want to kind of do this, and there have been so many models to kind of try this out in the past. But I think the Alpen team 3 years ago kind of really just found this opening and breakthrough, and a lot of it came through like the ordinals inscription stuff as well, that allow you to post state data onto Bitcoin and use Bitcoin as a layer to essentially store data. And that was kind of the opening that we really needed to allow Bitcoin ZK rollups. But the more sort of interesting and more recent stuff that you guys might be aware of as well, it gets talked about is like BitVM. We're sort of at the forefront of that movement as well. And essentially what we're calling one-of-n bridging is taking the current bridging model essentially has issues that you need an honest majority of signers to basically sign a transaction for you to bridge in and out of any particular layer. What we've brought into existence, or what we are bringing into existence with Alpen, is this one-of-n bridging model, which is an minority kind of multi-sig model, which you would call in Ethereum land as like an optimistic bridge, right? And so combining these two things of having a blockchain that's a rollup that's secured by Bitcoin itself, along with this optimistic bridge that really allows you to securely bridge in and out of Alpen, what we're really hoping to create is a native financial layer on Bitcoin itself, so you wouldn't have to do this stuff anywhere else. That was a lot. I hope I just speed ran through what we were trying to do here.
No, that was good. That was really good. So if you are building the native financial layer on Bitcoin, and you know, to kind of avoid the bridging aspect, bridging will still be a service or a product offering that you guys will have, though, right? Or will you not even offer that at all in terms of your ZK approach?
So yeah, bridging is definitely part of the whole stack, right? So and then kind of describe these two things work in conjunction with each other. The bridge really enables trust minimized BTC to move into a programmable environment, and the programmable environment Alpen is secured by Bitcoin itself. And so this kind of really nice confluence of these two forces are what allow you to create a native financial layer that's secured purely by Bitcoin itself, with optimistic assumption on the bridges side.
Gotcha. So it's kind of like a native to Bitcoin created layer highway, but the ZK part is what makes the trust assumptions, you know, minimized in terms of if you are going to go into another environment or chain.
Exactly. The ZK and the optimistic parts kind of trip people up, because in Ethereum land, right? There's this thing called optimistic rollups, and then there's this thing called ZK rollups. But that's sort of like definitions as well. The rollup itself is verifiable, completely zero knowledge proved on Bitcoin itself. Anyone can run a full node and verify that the state transition is fine. But the bridge, because as we all know, Bitcoin has limited scripting functionality for intentional reasons, right? What we've been able to do is use that zero knowledge proof ability to essentially talk to Bitcoin and say, hey, here's a fraud proof of someone doing something malicious as an operator on the bridge. And only one person needs to be able to submit that proof of, let's say, like 15, 20 kind of people running the bridge. And as long as one entity is honest, the whole bridge becomes honest. And so this is a massive move forward from the WBTC model or the Coinbase model, or even some of the other threshold signature based models. And it really allows you to kind of be more secure with your own Bitcoin and feel like you're really in control of your own coins.
Gotcha. What does a challenge period look like for you guys if something were to go wrong? Go ahead. So that's a really good question. From when it originally started, from like BitVM's early days of like a few months, we've really been able to, and this has kind of been a collective effort across teams as well, is to bring it down to this 7-day window period. So it's very similar to what you would have on Ethereum land as well. Bearing in mind these systems, and so Alpen is about to go to testnet soon. We're in DevNet at the moment, and there's a few other teams also building similar technologies around the bridge as well.
a lot of this is novel stuff, and BitVM kind of has had that like initial impression of, oh, this is like, just an idea. This is something that's kind of being hacked together. But there's been a massive, massive amount of work to kind of bring it to be production ready, and soon you'll be able to like go on Alpen, interact with like whatever you want. If it's like Uniswap, if it's a Morpho, if it's these other kinds of applications that allow you to do the same stuff you would do on Ethereum with ETH, but with the prime collateral asset, which is like BTC, right? And we're big believers in BTC, the asset, as being the asset for internet capital markets to really revolve around.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask Sid, were there any risks or trade-offs in bringing ZK rollups to Bitcoin, and how are you essentially navigating them in your design?
Yeah. So I think I would say that the trickier part to get right is still the bridging part, right? Once we had this opening that allowed us to essentially post the rollups full state data on chain plus the zero knowledge proof, that made it pretty fairly easy for anyone to just run a Bitcoin node and then run an Alpen node and just be like, hey, this is the right state transition, and I can also run a ZK Lite client, and I can just quickly verify whether the rollup operators were actually progressing the chain in a correct way or not. The trickier part, as I said, was getting the bridge right, because with the bridging, you actually need to convince Bitcoin that what you're doing outside of the chain is valid and it's legal, and you're doing that with like sort of much more rudimentary scripting capabilities than what you would have in like a environment like Ethereum. But we're really trying to bring, and Alpen is EVM, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. Alpen essentially has an EVM compatible layer, which allows us to just tap into the existing DeFi on-chain finance ecosystem that's mature, already built in Ethereum land and other places, and really just move that over pretty easily, and inherit developer tooling and all of the good stuff.
Look, I got to commend the whole BitVM community of builders. There's a lot that you guys have really pushed through to get to where you are today. The perseverance and all that stuff. Like, BitVM is not easy, and but it seems like it's getting there. And so great job on being a part of that and utilizing that aspect. We're close with the New Bit guys, and we've talked to Citria, so we very familiar with the alliance and all that stuff. So thank you so much, Sid. I guess to kind of wrap this up, what's one thing I guess the audience could look forward to with Alpen? Maybe a major announcement coming up or anything like that.
Yeah. So one thing I'll quickly talk about that's very relevant to the next discussion that about is stablecoin. We recently announced the Bitcoin dollar launching on Alpen, and the Bitcoin dollar is essentially it's a neutral public goods coin that's BTC backed, launching on Alpen as one of the first. It's essentially taking the Liquidity V2 model. If you guys are familiar with that, they have Bolt on Ethereum, but essentially taking that and launching it on Alpen with BTC as collateral, and deploying it as an immutable thing from day one. So what you have is this really powerful censorship-resistant stablecoin that taps into trust minimized BTC in a manner that's like secured by the Bitcoin network itself. And so we're really trying to now push into doing a lot of the things that you can do elsewhere, but within Bitcoin itself and with Bitcoin as collateral. And demand for a censorship-resistant dollar that you can just go around, that can tap into the Lightning Network, that can type into sort of these other places where it would really find value is I think a really exciting thing. That plus testnet coming is what I would like to say.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Sounds interesting for sure. God.
I was just saying, if you're around, come by the space in 3 hours. Tell us a little bit more about the stablecoin that you guys are going to be announcing. So you're always welcome.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I have a conflict at that time, but if you're discussing stablecoins any other time, Shaz, I would love to talk about why BTD, why Bitcoin dollar, and just the whole story behind that as well.
Man, for the audience, if you're not bullish on the Bitcoin ecosystem, I don't know if you have ears, because like it's like so many different approaches of scaling, and this is another example. Sid, thank you so much for spending time. We know that you're on a tight schedule, and we look forward to Alpen and future updates and feature releases.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys, for having me on the show.
Yep, no problem.
See you,
Bye. Wow.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Stablecoin backed by Bitcoin. I like it. There's a little lightning logo on their homepage. I wanted to ask him, but I know he was short on time. So, but yeah, I mean, look, I just made that statement. You know, how could you not be bullish on the growth? You know, speculation of the Bitcoin ecosystem, right? There's so many different approaches here.
Real quick though, so I'm just trying to wrap my head around. So they're basically using BitVM to use a zero knowledge proofs to bridge to an EVM layer, and then potentially do everything over that EVM layer, correct?
On each side. You can do it on Bitcoin side too, because they're creating essentially what seems to be like a meta protocol on the Bitcoin side that will be able to kind of speak the same lingo as what they're going to be, what they built on the EVM
so
side.
Bridging back and forth. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. I'm sure
Bridging back and forth, but not having to. Like, you can still do stuff over here on Bitcoin, and then if you want to, you know, send liquidity over to the EVM environment, you could do that, and vice versa. Like, whatever.
I understand. Like, I hear it, but I just can't picture it happening. You know what I mean? Like, it's
well, it's because BitVM is like, you know, we haven't seen what that beast is going to be like, right? Like, there's so many things here still, but I do know Felipe is a bit tight on time as well, so let's welcome Felipe.
Hold on, I think Chaz, you're gonna be popping out with just coming on later, right?
Yeah, I've got to run for a meeting, guys. But this is, I guess, the double edged sword of being in Dubai a bit longer. You know, you're working, but then you have meetings in person as well. So I'm going to jump off for this one. I know we've still got some amazing guests who are going to come by, right? So obviously, is it Sati who are on next?
Yep.
And then a few others, right? So I think it's going to be very nice. Best in Slot, was it? The guys over from Laser Eyes are going to come at some point too. Okay. And before I go, I will say that we're about to announce the integration with Laser Eyes, so you'll be able to connect. Yeah, so
those are our boys, just to let you know.
Yeah,
we go far back with them.
That's it. Awesome. Yeah, so we'll have that up and running. You'll see an official announcement soon, but you'll be able to use Tokeo pretty much with any other product that has a Laser Eyes integration for all the wallets. So that should be out very, very shortly. So thanks a lot, guys. Excited. I'll still be listening in because I have a bit of a drive, but I will not be able to speak. Excited to hear from Felipe about sending Bitcoin using WhatsApp. That is a pretty cool proposition. I don't mind doing that.
Yeah. Right. Just another approach to expand the Bitcoin ecosystem, and I love it. But yeah, Shaz, thank you so much for spending the hour with us, and we'll see you in a couple hours, I guess, in the next spaces.
Absolutely. Go download Tokeo, guys. Go check it out. It's awesome. Once you do try it out, you're probably not gonna switch to anything else. So, and you can win just a casual 13,000 dog if you download it now and share a screenshot here. But also go follow the boys at OnChain Revolution podcast. Show them some love because they do this every day. They make it happen. They're bringing in the best of the best to come and speak with them and listening to insights covering Bitcoin and all that is happening. And then, of course, last but not the least, ChaChing. I don't see enough of the ChaChing guys. They're like 10 minutes away from me at the moment. We're like hanging out and stuff in Dubai while we're here. These guys are building the Ave of Bitcoin, if you want to put it that way. And it is happening. It is coming. Stay tuned. Keep an eye out. So from my end, Shaz out. Take care, everybody.
All right.
See you, buddy.
See you later.
Yeah, man. Awesome. So first half of the show done. You ready to knock out the second half, Furqs?
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Ready, always ready. But it's so amazing to see like the paths and the domains that people choose to finally come to Bitcoin. That just amuses me every single time. I mean, you take from meme coins, you take like other VMs, for example. They're trying to get all the dApps that are there on Ethereum now. They can just use Bitcoin, stuff like that.
It's funny because like the Maxis and Laser Eyes used to say all roads lead back to Bitcoin anyways, but I don't think they envisioned it this way to where like these tech stacks are gonna help also scale Bitcoin. But let's welcome Felipe from Sati up on stage. Sati is utilizing WhatsApp, I believe, to be able to do Bitcoin transactions. Felipe,
that's right.
Could you do an introduction of who you are, what Sati is, what Sati's bringing to the Bitcoin ecosystem?
Thank you, guys. Let me see, my camera is working here, just because I just moved to Cancun, Mexico, and things are like funny and hot here. But,
and beautiful. It's beautiful there.
Hey, let's go. Hey, I'm a big fan of the podcast, and most of the time I'm listening, following since last year. Maybe a little more, but anyway, my name is Felipe. I'm working on Sati. I was a Web2 entrepreneur. So in my previous life, I built the largest Facebook community on Spanish in the world, reaching 50 million people. Ooh. So we were crazy back then, like printing billions of video views, bigger than Shakira. It was crazy time 10 years ago. And I did my transition bigger than Shakira, man, for a couple of years. And suddenly we were doing like a content for all the Spanish speakers in the US, about to go bought by Univision. That's a story we need to share with some mezcal, because it's a sad story. But anyway, that was my previous life. I did transition to Web3 in COVID. I started playing around with different blockchains. And as you say, every single stuff ends in Bitcoin. So that was my story, basically. Started playing with ordinals really early. I was one of the first guys, if not the first one, that inscribed HTML plus JavaScript in the blockchain. So you have seen some kind of like a psychedelic website with like P5 effects. That was me. And I started building Sati pretty much to solve all of these problems in emerging markets, to move money. Just because it's really complicated. We thought, well, moving between countries should be as easy as sending a message, and that's pretty much the summary of Sati. We send and receive stable coins and Bitcoin over WhatsApp. We start building this as a infra play, and then Sati bot was the first one we released. It's a bot in Spanish. Happy to share today that. Not because I was planning to be in the show, but today we're releasing the English speaking bot. So you can go and check it out. That's the premiere for this episode. And the second interesting part is that we start building this as a composable infra. So we can enable any other wallet, platform, or protocol to start doing like a fast Bitcoin, either with Lightning and now with Spark. So we're playing really tight into the micropayment ecosystem, making it fast, making it easy, try to move the pocket money, and then connect directly to L1. Whenever you feel that you have too much money into this like a semi-custodial solution, just with one click, you go back to L1, full control. And this one allows us to start playing with players like CK. So funny enough, Val just mentioned Parasite Pool, the new project of CK Shark. Mm-hmm. I can share proudly, this is the first time we talk about publicly, Sati is the main tech provider or tech supporter of this implementation. So wherever you go there, you click, we can create a Lightning wallet for you out of signature in L1. And immediately we can start talking of like doing airdrops for multiple people, 3, 5 BTC in matter of seconds, and we can do as low as 10 sats. So crazy stuff. Currently operating in emerging markets, now with CK and Xverse pretty much going global.
Wow. First of all, a lot of alpha. Thank you so much for saving that for the show. I'm on the site right now and it looks really, really sleek. And I think this approach is like a user-friendly approach, right? It's
That's
like,
correct.
and that's at the end of the day, that's how we're going to get the mass adoption. And you said that you guys have been working with ZK and the Parasite. But how does that work exactly, though? If you could maybe go a little bit deeper into that, do they like accept like Sati transactions into their mining pool, or how does that work?
So I think the summary is quite simple, but I'll try to explain it in a couple seconds. Parasite, I cannot represent the Parasite image, right? So the big disclaimer, my opinions are about Sati, but Parasite is just putting together this like personal miners, which I think is disruptive. And the second part is like this distribution mechanism. So if you have a Parasite device or any other device that is connected to the pool, and you hit the block, you get 1 Bitcoin. The other 2.5 is pretty much distributed between the different participants and according to their shares. But this 2.5 is the payout is through Sati. So we get the control of the 2.5 in L1. We do a submarine swap to Lightning, and then in Lightning we just like fill up all the different channels. Exactly. We do the micropayments for everyone. We were like trying to go super crazy about this concept of liquid Bitcoin, not the protocol, but the idea of like receiving Bitcoin every second. And of course, we're not there yet, but the idea is to be able to be super, super fast. And then if your shares are just creating $1, you don't need to wait to companies like Ampool that they say, well, the minimum payout is $1,000. We're going to take 4% of your money and whatever. So Parasite is trying to disrupt that, going 0%, and then we can pay as low as 10 cents. So yeah, simple stuff.
Yeah, this is amazing concept. So basically, I'm gonna take it back to the WhatsApp real quick. So let's just for instance, you guys are creating Lightning Network channels. I'm kind of depositing my Bitcoin into that channel. Now I have Lightning Bitcoin, and then let's say I want to send it to Yagobi. I just type in send Bitcoin, or how does that work? What am I putting in the chat to him to send them Bitcoin?
So everything is through a bot. So the bet we're doing here, right, is like if you remember all the crazy stuff that happened in Telegram with this before the ton or the open network of Telegram, everything was about building on top of Telegram. So we think something similar is going to happen on WhatsApp.
Gotcha.
Just because it happened with WeChat, just because it happened with Telegram. So in this case, we're building the building blocks to do that or to enable that. And we started with Bitcoin, basically. So you talk with a bot, he recognized the hash of your WhatsApp because every single conversation in WhatsApp is encrypted. And point to point is a hash that is unique. We take that hash, we ask you for a PIN number, we combine the hash and the PIN number, and then we encrypt the access to that Lightning address. And with that, we cannot move anything of the funds, right? All the accounts are segregated. If one day we just open to everyone to create Lightning wallets like we're doing now, you can go through the whole ecosystem with no problem because it's your hash and it's your PIN. So simple.
Yeah, that's really awesome. That's amazing.
I think the challenge there was like trying to understand where is the limit of people. So we have two problems here. One is like people don't know anything about Bitcoin, but they hear about it, right? So Bitcoin has the best branding around the world in terms of like assets for normies. How can we do all the onboarding process with a couple messages, right? So that's the big thing, but they don't understand the rest, and they don't need to basically. So send 1,000 sats to Yagobi, send PIN number. That's it. That's the UX. The second problem is actually maxis, because most of the time they're like, wait, but this is semi-custodial. How do I know the algorithm is correct? And I'm like, man, you are moving $5 Like, just chill, enjoy, right? It's gonna be with a message, receive it, and go and buy a margarita. You can do that with $5. So anyway, that's the two problems we have right now.
Yeah. Dude,
I think margaritas are like 15 here. I don't know.
If you're in Mexico next time, let me know. We'll hang around. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, but
awesome, Felipe. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
No. You go ahead. Finish your statement.
So I was just going through the platform. So you have around 9,000 active users right now. Am I right?
It's actually not updated. We just crossed 12,000. So 12,000 users in the platform. The whole goal for this year is to achieve 100K. We are already. It's a big alpha coming. It's coming for Bitcoin Las Vegas. If you're there, see you guys. We're gonna have a small booth with a dancing Bitcoin mascot. So try to search for that one. It's a big announcement coming. That one is coming with a big wallet. Maybe you can conclude. I cannot say anything right now, but that one is gonna take us to 100,000 users, and we are just like try to leverage the support we're getting from two Bitcoiners, Tim Draper, which was our first investor, and one Mexican guy that go viral lately in Bloomberg, Ricardo Salinas, the second richest guy in the country. Because he said exactly, I have $5 billion, 70% of that money is in Bitcoin. And 2 days later, he confirmed the kind of relationship with us. And yeah, we're trying to leverage all of this attention and stuff to get into the 100K users. But yeah, small now, 12K only.
Well, that's good. That's a good start, man. And also and the investment attention also, Draper, that's definitely a good investment, fund to have in your portfolio. So, look, I mean, this looks really great. Like, I'm excited for it. It's something out of the box, and you're getting support from an OG in the ordinal space that has, really made huge splashes and waves in ZK. And so, I think that's another huge thing that you were able to partner and get that. But so I guess the next thing is, and this is my last question to wrap things up here, is what's the biggest next thing for Sati? Like, what's the most exciting thing you have coming? Maybe the audience could get excited about.
So I think the announcement in 2 weeks is going to be huge. The idea of like having your L1 wallet and with a signature, you can just immediately have a Lightning wallet will enable a lot of stuff, fun, especially for the DGen space. From micropayments, maybe you already imagine, right? This is a problem for emerging markets, but for DGens, we're imagining things like, let me see, what can I say? Okay, so imagine you have a L1 wallet, you sign, and then that Lightning address is gonna be BC1 blah 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 at your wallet.com. That BC1 is exactly your Taproot address, okay? Mm-hmm. And because in your Taproot address you have ordinals and runes, we can suddenly enable airdrops in L2 that are linked to L1. So let's say you have Ninja, right? Pizza Ninja, we can target the 10,000 ninjas, and suddenly we can send either sats or Taproot assets exactly to that wallet. So we are projecting like a big bonanza of L2 degen activity. Not only airdrops. I think DeFi is going to be fun because of Taproot assets and the new Spark ecosystem. So imagine every single stuff in the degen world, but with like a microtransactions. And this is happening second part of the year.
Wow.
We got a comment here. It says, myself says, Orole. He says, those are some reputable investors. Yeah. Great comment there, myself. But, we're excited. I'm excited, at least, that it seems like everybody on stage is as well for what's coming next. And thank you so much, Felipe, for, spending the time to break down Sati. I look forward to using it. I'm going to get my WhatsApp app downloaded and get the configuration set up for my phone. And if I have any questions, I'm probably going to bug you a lot.
Yeah, totally. Shizi, Furqs, Yagobi, it was a pleasure to be here. Believe me, I'm a big fan. So this is like not expecting it. Shout out to the co-host before, and yeah, see you around.
All right, thanks, Felipe.
See you guys.
It's cool. I mean, Lightning Network, right? Like, it's something that we kind of here we don't focus on Lightning Network at all. And maybe he mentioned Sparks, right? Something we wrote up a couple weeks ago that looks really interesting. Maybe it's time to focus a little bit over there. And especially if you're airdropping ordinals and runes on the Lightning Network. I don't know. Yeah. Sounds nuts.
What do you think, Furqs? Do you think I'm hearing a lot more about the Lightning Network, like in these circles that we talk with and builders and stuff. I feel like some of these L2s and scaling solutions and meta protocols are starting to say, hey, how do we work together? But what are you seeing?
Yeah, Lightning Network, I think they've been building a lot in the background since a very long time now. And some people call it the true L2 on Bitcoin. I mean, I was with the team at Hong Kong like a month and a half back, and they were actually focusing more on like small tickets, like all these dApps that actually need like small ticket Bitcoin transactions. So for that, I think Lightning can be a really, really good solution. And they are going to launch, I think, some product in June, like a Lightning upgrade or something of that sort. And that's going to be in sync with the OpCat code as well. I mean, they did not give like enough info, but then, something on that lines is definitely cooking up, and they're supporting builders in and out. That is for sure, because I personally know like 2 teams who have integrated Lightning Networks into their eco, and they seem to be doing pretty well.
Yeah.
But after all the hate that the Lightning Network has gotten, I mean, they're doing fine.
Yeah. For sure. And it's weird. It's like the Maxis and Laser Eyes, they actually accepted it a lot because you had Jack Mahlers and some of these other people that were trying to build it and add him back, doing his own thing off of it, but it's basically similar, right? And but then you had like these ordinals in this new generation saying you can't do anything with it and stuff. But now things seem to be kind of coming together, and that's a good thing. So. All right, let's see here. Who we got next? We got the guys from Laser Eyes down there. Hathbanger, I believe he's down there. I'm not sure if he's. Oh, looks like he might have stepped away for.
Yeah, let's go to Task, and then we'll come back to.
All right. Well, let's invite Task up, and I believe Task could be from the Best in Slot. Is that correct? Stakeit. Sorry, Stakeit.
Yeah.
Okay, Stakeit.
Hey guys.
Hey, could you give a quick intro into who you are with Stakeit and what Stakeit's bringing to Bitcoin infrastructure?
Absolutely. I am one of the co-founders of Stakeit or Stakeit Live. What we're currently doing is offering simple non-custodial staking for ordinal collections on the Bitcoin blockchain. So you can go to us, you can sign up with whatever wallet we have there. Just added the wallet from you guys too, from the show. Gonna be just talk to the devs, so that'll be cool. Because I hadn't seen you guys around other than the podcast, but excited to get you guys added onto that list because obviously that kind of stuff is fantastic. And all you have to do is sign up with whatever wallet you want. It's like 6 clicks, and you can stake any ordinal that exists on our website for points right now as part of our beta test that is live. We don't have any other integrations. We're built directly on the Bitcoin stack. And we have our own in-house indexers, 3 of them that kind of help us get through all of the information, related to what we're currently offering as part of the infrastructure side. And you can talk to us about that too, if anybody out there is interested in, indexers and what that kind of provides as a source for, faster data. We have 3 that we built in-house. Yeah, non-custodial staking, so all your assets are safe. I know that's extremely important to the Bitcoin culture. We've been building this for quite a while now, and we're happy that we're here. Now, straight to mainnet. We did not do any testnet, so we tested with some key individuals in the background that we picked from the ecosystem, some big, some small, some friends, some individuals that we kind of like handpicked. And this is the second podcast I've done this week. This is like the first time that I've been marketing it, so I'm excited. to be on here with you guys. I've listened to a few on YouTube that you guys have done before. I followed you guys for a while. I don't know. Thank you for the invite. I'm actually like really excited. I haven't done too many spaces or anything of the sort. I'm usually just stuck in the basement on Twitter doing this. 300K impressions does an impression itself. So I'm just excited to finally be able to show stuff off. Like I said, you just need your X, and then you need a wallet, and then you're pretty much connected.
Awesome. This is really awesome. I don't know how I haven't used this yet. It's really cool. So when I'm staking, you mentioned that I will be non-custodial. So are you using block lock technology, or are you guys doing a soft stake? Time lock.
It's just soft staking. We built everything in Rust.
Okay. So when I sell that item, I'm no longer staking it.
Correct. You can actually sell it directly off our platform, but the points that you accrue stay with that ordinal if that other individual purchases it, right? So they can purchase it with the points on it on something like Magic Eden, and then it stays on our platform. So you can actually, I guess you could say, sell the points, quote unquote. And it's any ordinal, right? It can be anything from HTML inscriptions to, something like Bitcoin puppets. Like you can stake whatever you want, and you gain 1 staked point per day right now. That's it. It's 1 point per day, and it's $1. It's a $1 fee. So that is the quote unquote business model. It's a $1 fee up until $10. So as an example, you can stake 1 ordinal for $1. You can stake 5 ordinals for $5, 10 ordinals for $10, 50 ordinals for $10. So right now we've capped it at $10, just so that we're not like, I guess you could call it like harshly, going after like whales or people that want to like mass farm. Because realistically, I just want users. I want people to try us. We've been building for a while, like I said, in the background, and now that we've kind of finally gotten to the point where we're going to market. I just want users. I want users to try us. We own ourselves. We own the majority of our equity. We're out of Dubai. Currently, that's where our main company is. We also have holdings companies in Hong Kong and in the US, in Delaware and Wyoming. So we've got, some, I would call it like legality infrastructure set up for, doing some fun things, and we own ourselves. So I think that's like an interesting position that we're in. We're just excited to get feedback. Like I want to build for the users that are on chain, that are there, the communities, the people that are there every single day, trying to push out whatever their brand or the things that they're interested in are on a consistent basis, because I think consistency is key. And when you're able to do that, and you're able to kind of formulate that type of cult-like community, with other communities, you can do some pretty powerful stuff.
You mentioned points for staking these. Could you get into that a little further?
Yeah, points is off-chain. It's the only off-chain feature that we have. There's other stuff in the background that's going to include Runes, BRC20s, Alkanes at some point, but that is currently not live. That is not the part that we are testing. That will be later. So we are just seeing, what our bandwidth is with AWS, how many people we can kind of hold, how many inscriptions we can, put on there at one time, because you can mass stake as many inscriptions as you want as an ordinal, right? To earn those points. So it's just going to depend on that bandwidth, and we just want to see what we can handle.
What constraints come with soft staking versus a typical? Obviously, Shizzy said he asked if you can sell it, and you said yes, but so what's the difference between soft staking and not soft staking?
Yeah, soft staking, we don't take any control over any of your assets. That's the number one priority, right? Like we don't want to hold that responsibility. We don't want to put anybody in that position. Your keys, your crypto, your keys, your assets, the whole 9 yards. So that's the biggest difference. At some point, maybe, we've received feedback in terms of like lock features or, things that people can kind of reward longevity with staying with projects. We've talked to some founders in relation to that. So maybe one day we'll add something like that. But as of right now, we're just trying to stay true to, your keys, your crypto, not custodial, easy peasy.
So it's more of like you're making a statement of, I'm a holder of this and I'm proud to be. And then because of that, you're earning the points from Stakeit.
Correct. Yes. Proud to be. I've done a lot of theorizing on how to reward, active communities, if you want to call, put it that way, active communities that are consistent, using our software, communities that are using us for farming, and figuring out how to do some type of extra incentives or rewards, multipliers, whatever you would want to call it, because technically you can just stake anything, right? Like it doesn't have to be community based. Like you can go make a bunch of HTML inscriptions and you can go stake them, right, for points. And that's one way to farm. But the top communities that are active in the actual Ordinals ecosystem, we're going to find a way to give back to more.
Gotcha.
Yeah, this is really interesting, especially on the sense of like runes, for instance, right? If you guys offer runes, on the guy who owns that rune, let's just say, for instance, Liquidium, right? If they wanted to do something with you guys, they can do like a partnership to where you guys are given extra points or something like that. Is that something in the future, partnering with different projects?
Oh, for sure. Always open to collaboration. Love the Liquidium guys. I've talked to James and Robin in person multiple times at events. I think that they're doing great things. Liquidium is a good team. I think they do great. I love Peter
I just
too.
use them like an example though. Like
Yeah. As an example, yes, Liquidium would be good. Obviously, and always open to other infrastructure projects for potentially doing some type of collaboration. 100%, right? You never know what you can do with someone until you have a discussion. So, we're coming out of the woodwork, and now we're finally able to kind of have these types of discussions, which is, I think, fantastic.
Yeah, that's really interesting because like even like a meme point, even like $1 Billion Cat, like if the community wants to get together and say, hey, we have we want to add something to the stake, is that something possible as well?
Yeah, it's definitely possible. Like I said, there's other things in the background with runes, alkanes, with BRC20s that we are having. And shout out Billy, big Billy guy in the Billy chat. I think that they have a lot of fun, and that's the point, right? Like we want the ecosystem to be fun because that's what brings people. That's what retains users. I think that's the hardest thing that you can kind of get into in terms of like marketing. It's like retention of users. How do you keep users? How do you keep them engaged? How do you keep them coming back? How do you make sure that they feel valued as a consumer to kind of continuously push out your product in the mind share of the Twitter sphere.
Yeah, and the incentive actually I just figured out is the fact that the points travel with the actual ordinal. So if you want the points, then you don't want to sell it because you want to keep the points, right? So
yep,
cool. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So what's the next big thing for you guys? Like, to get the audience kind of excited, like, is there any alpha or any big feature update that's coming up, partnership?
Yeah, there's definitely partnerships in the works. Unfortunately, none of which I can kind of announce until we get to that point in our existence. But in terms of, any alpha and things like that, like private beta, like we're early. These points, they're going to convert into something that, can potentially qualify you for future things that we do, whether with its partners or ourselves. The earlier you use us, the better off you're going to be, simply because early users, I for sure am going to reward. That's the perk of still owning, the majority of your company is you get to make those types of decisions, right? So I'll make sure early users are rewarded. People are happy. They're excited to get involved with what we're doing. And I think that is a very, fantastic thing in itself. It allows people to have a lot of fun and feel, that loyalty being given back on a consistent basis, which is, I think that's a great thing.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Furqs, did you have something?
Yeah, so I wanted to just give Stakeit guys a shout out because I know the co-founder Mush. Say hi to Mush from my side. He's an amazing guy. I've met him all across the globes in different countries. Let's just bump into each other and then we really have a very good time. And he's, the sort of founder that he is, still building in this space exactly like us. And this shows resilience, right? And the grit to actually achieve something. So shout out to Mush and the Stakeit guys over here. I'm pretty sure this is going to be like a really, really good product. The true ones know, the real ones know, the real G's know. So yeah,
Thank you. Much
best.
love. Shout out Mush. He's at Consensus right now. He keeps messaging me. That's why I'm like this, because it's like popping up in my peripheral. He keeps messaging me. But shout out. Thank you. Yeah, Mush has been around the globe. So is the founder as well, Seb. He went to like 35 events last year, so he's been going crazy for sure. So, and I went to I think 10. I don't want to go that many this year. They get pretty tiring, but I will be in Bitcoin Las Vegas. So, we'll be able to connect with whoever's going out there, which will be great. We always like to have fun. Definitely going to be at any Nulcha show that exists. 120%. I got invited to the Pizza Ninjas night, so I'll be at that one as well. yeah, I think at the end of the day, the goal is just to make the ecosystem fun, right? We need to make the ecosystem fun for the simple fact that that's in reality what people want. They want to be entertained, they want to have fun, and not the toxic kind, right? Which does happen sometimes. But I kind of just move on from that. Like, it's kind of whatever, it is what it is, and you just keep building.
Yep, that's a great strategy for sure. Move on from that toxicity. You don't need it. And by the way, you guys have a ton of frequent flyer miles, I'm sure. So that's the perks. You gotta look at the positive.
Yeah.
But, appreciate you, Task. Man, I'm excited for what Stakeit has to offer in the future. You guys are always welcome back to OnChain Revolution show. So maybe we collaborate and get like a full episode recorded to kind of do like an intro episode. But thank you so much, and we look forward to what Stakeit has to offer to the Bitcoin ecosystem.
Absolutely. Thank you very much to all of you guys. Appreciate it. Would love to come back 120% and with a dev, right? Like, I think, you guys can ask some pretty good questions, and he's happy to come on. He just wasn't able to today. It's just me, Twitter intern, gets to come up here. Just kidding. I am Twitter intern though, so I do enjoy Twitter. That's kind of the focus right now, if you want to put it that way. It's beta testing Twitter. 300K impressions a day is kind of the goal. And that's what I've been able to hit with the account currently for a little bit. So we'll see if we can keep that up, because it's definitely draining. Don't. It's not for the faint of heart, gentlemen, ladies that are out there. It's not. But yeah. Anyway, appreciate you. Thing you can do for anybody listening. All you have to do, go to the website, go to the Discord. If you need help, feel free. We'll help you out. We got you covered. Otherwise, it's just a couple clicks. You sign up with your Twitter. You sign up with whatever wallet you want, and then you're in. All you have to do is click up on the top right, and you will be able to go to your user profile. Yep, just like that. If you click that, use dashboard, and then you connect with whatever wallet. Xfirst, shout them out. We love Xfirst. Shout out Jan and friends.
All right.
And then it brings up your portfolio.
Yep, it brings up your port. It indexes the ordinals that you have in your wallet. Like I said, it'll take a second here. And if you have do you have ordinals in that wallet? I assume.
This is my test wallet. No.
That's his broke wallet. That's his broke.
That's
wallet.
fair. That's fair. That's good though, because now people have to go try it to see what it looks like. That's perfect. That's actually perfect. But if just go to the Discord, sign up. It's a couple clicks. Appreciate it very much. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and thanks for having me on.
Yep. All right.
Thanks, Task.
We'll talk to you later.
Peace out.
All right. That was interesting for sure. I mean, soft staking is very interesting. I mean, you can earn for just holding.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. I think and also you don't want to lose your points and all that stuff. And it's kind of like a proud thing, right? And you can always do like campaign collaborations with the projects and all that stuff. So looking forward to that. How do you feel about soft staking, Furqs?
I mean, I don't do that a lot, but I mean, it's pretty good. Like, people actually like it. There's a huge chunk of folks who can actually resonate with the same product, but and these guys have been building since a very long time. I know them personally. I know they've been working on their product and tweaking since a very long time. So yeah, hopefully it all pans out well for them. But definitely, like, I think there's a market for this. There's definitely a big market for this.
100%.
Definitely. We got
jump to our last guest, right?
Yeah, right before we do, guys, don't forget Tokeo Wallet is giving away 13,000 Dog Go to the Moon runes. All you got to do is go to either the Apple App Store or Google Play, depending on if you have an iPhone or an Android. Download that app, take a screenshot of it, and post that image in the comment section of this X stream. I just posted the stream link in the chat. So don't waste this opportunity, guys, because there's a couple participants, so you have a good shot of winning. You want to bring them up?
Yeah, let's bring them up. Bunzy, let's bring up Hathbanger. First off, Hathbanger, I saw you down there with a baby.
I got a baby.
Whoa,
I look down and I just see him with a baby. I'm like, does he have a baby?
Yeah. We got to bring him in as the founders of Laser Eyes. First of all, Laser Eyes, right? And we got to congratulate Bunzy, our guy, for getting married. Let's go.
Let's go.
And then I think
Hathbanger for a baby. I mean, you guys are just
I have a
legendary.
baby.
Oh yeah, and the baby, and the baby. Hey, it's the baby.
Yo, who trusted these degens with a fucking adulthood?
Dude, Furqs, what's up, baby? It's been so long.
What's up?
I miss you, boy. Oh, I know.
More. Let's go. We gotta hang pretty soon. Now you come to Vegas.
Dude, I got responsibilities.
Wait, look, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say you guys met in Dubai whenever it was flooding. Is that true? Or
No,
somewhere
Furqs, we
else?
met. First,
No,
where
we-
did we meet, dude? Was it Hong Kong?
Yeah, first
Yeah.
time it was Dubai. First time it was Dubai during the flood,
Was it?
and then it was
Oh,
Hong
really?
Kong, and then I don't know, a lot of other places as well. But we always vibe and party, and then just go crazy. I mean, Bunzy over here looks very poised right now, but you should see him after 11 p.m.
Well, he's married now. He's married. He's mature.
We don't know yet how long, but no, yeah, man. After 11 o'clock, it's just turn into the PFP a little bit, and but yeah, no, this is awesome. Always stoked to chat with you guys. And first, man, great to see you. Congrats on ChaChing, like seeing the Arch Network doing their thing. Builders like you going over there, it's super dope. And yeah, hyped to jump into it.
Yeah, let's get a good intro about what Laser Eyes is and how it helps Bitcoin infrastructure.
Do you want me to do it?
Either way.
Oh my god, I'm like doing like the bicycles with the feet. One second.
Okay. No. All right, he's gonna entertain you with the bait because it's so cute. But no, Laser Eyes is an open source solution for developers to easily build Bitcoin apps without just using one or two wallets. Previously, you had something like Unisat or Sats Connect, and you can have Xverse and Unisat, and those are kind of the two that you can start building with. But as the Bitcoin ordinal ecosystem has been growing, there's Magic Eden Wallet, there's Leather Wallet, there's Phantom, there's Oil, there's so many, and we wanted to democratize Wallet Connect and allow these builders to get all of these wallets, because they're all going in different directions, because they all want to be competitive with one another and add these X factors. And by doing so, they're like add these, development quirks that like their dev knows really well, but for someone else to adopt, they're like, oh shit, they have to go read all their docs, do all the things. So we took all those edge cases, smoothed them out, and packaged them for developers to install it into their app and get all of it really simple, easy. Instead of everyone reinventing the wheel, we've open sourced it, and we're getting thousands of downloads a week, which is a good sign. It means people are building on Bitcoin. It's like a good indicator for investors, or I like to think of like people seeing the adoption of building, of like what's coming, because when big hype cycles come, it's the developer rate that you want to start to track. And when it starts spiking, it's like, all right, something's going to start happening, something's going to start popping. Kind of a random side note, but I always like to watch the NPM installs, because it's like, it just shows how many people are, building new applications. And we found that it's new applications that are using Laser Eyes, because legacy or whatever, like older apps, it's kind of more of a pain for them to like overhaul and bring it in. But newer apps are spinning up really quick, and we're seeing a lot of cool new apps use Laser Eyes and building stuff really quick.
Yeah, so someone leveraged you guys recently. That was a big launch. Could you get into that a little bit? I think it had to do some magic. Maybe
yeah. Oh yeah, Taproot Wizards. They use this for the. They use it. Dude, there's been some really cool projects, and then Odin Fun. A lot of. I'm blanking on a lot of them. We should have a list of them. But
I was helping out the funky bit guys earlier today.
Yeah, funky
yesterday.
Which is,
dude, those are three. First of all, the launch was huge. It's like obviously a huge raise, so that was huge that you guys helped them. And then Odin Fun's been doing tons of volume, so that's a big name. Funky Bit, another meme launchpad. So those three, just off the top of your head, are big already.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
people are seeing value here.
Oh yeah, and if you are a developer, you understand like maintaining all of that. Say someone does an update, just having it all in one place And if we think about it, it's open source for a reason. So people can contribute to it. If an update happens, you can make a PR. And instead of all the developers having to do all this stuff in different directions, it's like, hey guys, let's do this one thing together and we can just build this ecosystem out faster. Because in the beginning, it was like speed to market and people were like, nah, like they weren't too open. Like in the beginning, it was very collaborative. Then it went like, no, we don't want to give you the sauce, to like, hey guys, let's zoom out 5 years. Like what's going to help this get to where we all think it's going to be is more developers. And now with vibe coding and AI, like, dude, someone has an idea, they can NPX install Laser Eyes, have all the connections that they need. We have a partnership with Maestro. They can start getting ordinal data, and they can literally start vibe coding like a wallet management system to say, hey, what do I have? And then apps can start to come about. And that's like, I think the apps that make things pop off. I don't know if you guys saw that like snake eating game on Solana, where like it's stupid shit sometimes that pops off an ecosystem and onboards a lot of people. And we're gonna see those happen more and more and more with how far AI systems are getting with development. So like I've been super locked away getting my whole like coding like pipeline dialed in and just being able to turn out a lot more lines of code, keeping up with like half at some points. But I'm super bullish on fucking on AI apps spinning up with Laser Eyes and like what people can start to do.
You guys
That's right.
It's a baby intern over there, intern of Laser Eyes.
Yeah, baby.
So go ahead, Shizzy.
No, I was just gonna say, like, this is something that's awesome. This could be like, you know, $1 million company, but you guys are not going that route. Why not do it and monetize it and just make millions off it?
That's what's been holding the space back.
Well, I'm just saying, because why go this route?
Because open source projects are viable. Like if you look at WAGME and Veeam, like those are developers we admire, and they're actually a duo as well, and they helped build the whole Ethereum ecosystem to some degree. And they have Uniswap sponsoring them. They have SushiSwap sponsoring them. They have Brave Browser sponsoring them. And as we go towards this more open source ecosystem, we're going to not get this question as much. Like people are like, you guys are crazy. Why open source it? Monetize it. And there's different ways to do it. There's different ways to monetize open source software. And in an ecosystem that is dependent on audits and all this bullshit that get fucking hacked anyways, open source is the best way to go about it. And if we rewind, why do we like Bitcoin? It's open source. And we're all, I do this sometimes too, but I like to try to check myself, but everyone's a fucking hypocrite. They're like, I want to be in this ecosystem. I'm here to like grow the ecosystem. We just raised $20 million and like, I'm going to this. Is like, wait, which part of that sentence is true? Like, you know, are you trying to grow the ecosystem? Or are you trying to extract? Are you trying to ICO something and then just have it dump? Like, are you trying to hype something up before you even released a product? And I find, you know, it's a very hypocritical thing.
I think both approaches can work, but it's harder if you get funding first, because then your ambition, motivation can go down, and then you're kind of like, okay, I got my money or whatever.
Yeah, there's that too.
But like you're kind of like the approach of don't worry about the business model. The business model will take care of itself, because we're building something that's needed. It's a necessity. Google search is a perfect example of that. Like they weren't making money at first. Like they were like, we want to provide an easy way for someone to get data to help their lives on an everyday basis. Eventually that came to traffic and usage, just like you said with the two developers from Ethereum. You will be rewarded in the end if you're not thinking about monetizing only in the beginning.
Yeah, and I mean, shout out to our sponsors up to this point. They see the value that we're bringing. It's like Oil, like Maestro. Like, dude, we're not making a bunch of money, but it's a little bit of cash that helps us kind of like keep everything moving. And it's something just like that. It's like provide value first, and like if it works out, great. But this industry is plagued with the opposite because of the benefit of a reverse VC exit. So typically in a SaaS product, it takes around like 3 to 5 years to recoup any type of substantial stains for any VC. But in crypto, you can ICO and healthy on token launch, a 2x on 250K check is a healthy payday. And that's what they're there for. Is like they say that their tokens are vesting. They say that they're locked. No, like why you see these tokens on day one, drop is like they know the game that they're playing. They're recouping a easy 2x, and then they have a bag. They're just buying early tokens. They're not buying equity in the company. They're just buying a first round like offering of the token. And like I guess it's mainly unfortunately morals and just kind of like just like seeing how it has slowed down the growth of something that we all think could be so great. But there's a reason why the price isn't where we think it all should be. And is that the main reason? No. Do VCs help companies? Yes. But to answer the long-winded question is why open source is like, it is a viable model. And I believe with how quick AI can reverse engineer stuff, we're going to start seeing it so many different ways that people are going to capitulate and realize it. If you look at like Supabase, you look at a lot of these other softwares, it's like, you make a very easy user-facing product, and then if you want to do it yourself, like these developers, we're just giving them the tools. So maybe down the line we can make a very easy thing. But this project is, I think it's
a labor of love.
Yeah, exactly. It's honestly that. And
I haven't been paid a cent. I've been doing everything that I do. Everything that I do, I just do it because I'm trying to help.
Yeah, that's incredible. I mean, you guys are doing, Satoshi's work right now, right? It's phenomenal, especially it's someone new want to come into this, and they have an open door with you guys. They don't got to install wallets. They can just basically use the open source code. I mean, it's really remarkable. I mean, for sure.
That, but then also like direct access to some of the new meta protocols. Like, I mean, not new, but I mean, we're about to roll out Alkanes, like first grade Alkane support. We have runes and BRC20s thanks to Maestro and Sandshrew from Moral. And it's just like you get inscriptions. Like you don't need to install anything else.
Yeah, because people forget. Like,
what do you guys think? Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, people forget. Like even some people are like, "Hey, I installed Laser Eyes. Like, why can't I see any of my inscriptions?" Like you need data providers for that. People think that like you have a wallet, you can see all this stuff, and like it's very much not. That's not the case. You need APIs that are scraping and indexing and serving up that data. So like, it's and for like
some wallets do.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
We're literally herding cats. Everyone's running in different directions.
Yeah. Well, I think that's part of the reason why you guys are doing this. And I was going to ask you, because you brought up Maestro. Maestro's trying to create this organized API library. What do you guys think about them? Do you feel like they're doing a pretty good job? Because I mean, it's hard over here, literally. Like this meta protocol, that meta protocol, this token standard, that token standard. Bunzy, I'm curious of what you think about them.
Oh, dude, they're great. I think they're very, very like. They are very quick in the mempool, which is massive. And they're on a lot of different networks. They're UTXO history prior. Like I believe they started on. I don't know the full thing, but I know they came on our radar with Arch. But like they are, a very solid data provider, and I think they're gonna continue to grow.
This is a while ago. This might have been at Denver when we did the OmniSat house.
Oh shit!
So what was that, like 2 years ago?
Yeah.
It was like because they were. I had this like dream of being able to design your meta protocol during like breakfast, and then that afternoon taking that meta protocol, which is a hash, and plugging it into Oil's MetaShrew and being able to see the balance for your new meta protocol in Oil's wallet like that afternoon, you know? And I still think that that's their plan. Like I was like, that needs to happen. And I still think they're trying to do that. Like, but I don't know. I would check back in on that. But that's like that's the ultimate. Right? Being able to define your token and then having the tokens interface and, you know, whatever the normal, like, you know, abstracted interface that is agreed upon for count and value and whatnot, all just flows into the wallet as, you know, it should.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing about you guys. You guys are like constantly throwing like creative ideas against the wall and all that stuff, and you have the ability to do that. And you guys have the network too. You've been here for a minute, and so you know you guys are plugged in with Emblem. You're plugged in with everybody, and so you have access to like all these you know, talented people. And so I really think you guys are going to have a bright future with not only Laser Eyes, you know, Beat Blocks as well.
Beat Blocks,
and everything you guys are building. But what would you say to wrap things up? Because we've been going for about 2 hours here. Total.
Yeah, I see that. Damn.
Yeah. It's been a minute. We've been working overtime, bro.
Yeah, you love to see it.
Yeah. But,
I got something. I got something for Bunzy. Like, I wanted to ask, like, what resources and documentations are available to assist sort of developers in integrating Laser Eyes into their projects?
Lasereyes.build and then demo.lasereyes.build. It's all there. Lasereyes.build, you'll see everything. It's the landing page, you'll see that, and then click to the docs. And then the easiest way just to kind of like mess around with it is npx install Lasereyes, and you'll get, there you go. So get started, or the get get started. And then here's the whole installation flow. And then so React Core is like the raw JavaScript, and then we have the React library. And yeah, you can just go through this. And any feedback, if you run into any questions, we want to make this as clear as possible. But yeah, this is the, you know, these are the docs to get it up and running. And yeah. Yeah, it's all pretty.
Got you.
It's gotten to a pretty mature state. We're really excited because we're about to cut like our first big minor version, 0.1.0. So that's pretty exciting. And yeah, so that's always going to be a project that we're going to build, maintain, because like me and Hath have a lot of ideas. Like you said, it's kind of like, you know, Hath recently came up with a really sick idea that we've been building and working on called List Lord, which helps projects manage their whitelist in a really effective, cool way. And like, yeah, I was on my honeymoon. We've chatted about it before because like we've helped projects build, and it's always a hassle. But I came back and he had this full shit, like it's really cool site built and all that. And that's what's cool about Laser Eyes is like, you could spin up these app ideas pretty quick and have all your wallet integrations. So like, it's pretty, you know, it came for like serving a purpose for ourselves. And we're like, dude, we're spinning up all these apps all the time. Other people are too. So let's open source it. But yeah, that's a project that I think is going to be pretty cool to see how projects utilize it. And yeah, it's pretty dope.
Dude, it's super cool. If you want to pull it up, you may as well just check it out. We're just like actively making it.
This is like
check list-lord.xyz. Pull that shit up.
I mean, it's definitely needed for sure.
It's
like,
lit. Okay, so
yeah, it's super lit actually.
The plan. So yes, look at this guy, dude. Look at this guy. Just keep going down. Scope the front. There's a Z index and shit. That thing's not gonna work. But go down.
Okay.
So yes,
this is
I love this guy.
Yeah.
I love this guy. So keep going. So
Features?
no, that doesn't work yet.
Okay.
Keep going. Yes, right here. So we have it so that you can be in Telegram or Discord, and then having it manage your allow list.
Oh.
Right. So
Oh,
you'd be
that's
able to
dope. That's dope.
you'd be able to add CSVs, JSON lists. Just be like, yo, add this.
And then there could be
address.
like a customer rep too, that like if somebody wants to check if they're on it too.
Yeah, exactly.
100%. So the app literally exposes, verify, like check wallet endpoints for all developers. So keep going down. Check out this next section. This shit is banging. So check this out. So now we have all these addresses. So now what we can do is we can go and learn about them. Yeah, I mean, go to the tools. Check out each of these tools. So what it allows you to do is we get these addresses in, and then we run a suite of tools to like track down the likeliness, like effectively the likelihood of them to mint. So now we're taking addresses, and then we're creating value from their on-chain activity, and then go down, check out the thing, there's one of these.
Yeah, just click one of those addresses. Try example.
Yeah,
click one of them. Yeah,
that's my address, baby.
Yeah.
Well, you're a trusted baron, bro. Congratulations.
It's me, man. It's me, bro. Come on.
Whoa, dude.
Your community rating's low, brother.
Too busy building.
I know, they hate me.
I see a collaboration with ChaChing here too, to throw into that overall scope. You know what I'm saying? But
dude,
absolutely.
Totally.
Yeah.
So this is basically releasing beat blocks, and it was like, dude, people are sending whitelists in all different shapes, sizes, and like they're like, oh, last minute.
Sucks,
yeah, it's like this is a pain in the ass. So it's a solve for that, but then it's also a solve for people launching projects that want to not have a bunch of bots on there, because people are using like these like alpha, all these really overrated, overexposed tools, and they're not building real communities. So our tool gets the allow list, goes through it, gives you really rich data on the likelihood of them minting due to, we have data from Magic Eden. We have all the data, like when they minted, how it took it quick them to flip, how long they held it, like what they listed it for, did they delist? Like all these things.
Hey, you gotta save some of this stuff. You gotta make some of this proprietary. Now I'm agreeing with Shiz. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, and it's like, well, dude, we have it pretty much built. So like come at us, dog. Like we're fucking like this will outshine.
No, dude. Why don't you use the tool? I mean, and then we can deliver really, really good data to people that are trying to release projects.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely.
We don't think you should mint yet, dude.
Yeah,
these addresses are trash.
Dude, honestly, like that's such a solution, because so many people waste their time, and they're not intentionally wasting. They're trying to market to collect whitelists, and they're like, dude, I just collected so many whitelists for this thing, and we're over collecting. But then, what's the quality of that whitelist that you have?
And then, one thing I hope people do is we haven't really, I'm just thinking about it kind of out loud right now, is like the ability to make the whitelist transparent for other people to say how over allocated are they, what does it look like, and I think it's something that's super helpful, because projects work really hard on doing some of this stuff, and we hope that they increase why people want to come, and we can decrease the bot likelihood, because you can attach Twitters to wallets, and everything's trackable, so you can kind of really eliminate the bot activity on a airdrop or on a mint, because blockchain has data, and it's all there, and it kind of is like a solve for what we were dealing with, and you
could use this for runes holders too, quality.
Oh, no doubt. That's how we gauge their wallet too, is like do they meet the OG criteria? Do they have some of the earlier collections? Because you can see the block height that they've held it from, and then like how long they hold assets. And this is all an indication. And then we have different tiers. Like each ordinal has a market cap, right? So you can see like their whale, like status. You can see how much profit they've made. Like, are they in it for flipping? Are they holding? And this is really valuable information for someone about to launch a collection.
Absolutely. We're
Yeah,
gonna
I mean,
find all
and it
you
has,
weak hands. Go ahead first.
Yeah.
yeah, it has a lot of use cases in the DeFi side of things as well, like how we at ChaChing do we have like an on-chain reputation score. So basically, you just put your wallet like how Hathbanger did, and we give you like a lowdown of your previous transactions, how the wallet has acted with different platforms, or are there some risks involved with the wallet, or any bot activities and stuff like that. And based on that, you get an on-chain credit score, and that decides sort of the interest rate and the returns that your wallet will actually generate for you, and
Oh
the
wow.
that you'll have to pay.
Damn.
So
That's
yeah,
dope.
it's like a credit check kind of a environment in
Yeah.
Web 2. The credit score, similarly, like that's what we're trying to replicate here. So your wallet will be your identity, right? And what essentially over here you can do is you can link multiple wallets together, and you can still be defined as one person. You just need to keep adding your wallets, and that's your online Web3 persona. So for our product ChaChing, that is what we're utilizing. And what you guys are, it's very much similar for ordinals. It does solve like a really big problem and a gap in the eco.
And if y'all work together, then we can maybe
Yeah.
have one standard across the board to where this is going into this formula or algorithm and stuff. We got to sift out the weak hands, the ones that are just visitors, that are bouncing out and all that stuff.
The paper boys.
There you go. There you go. But man, this has been an amazing segment, guys. We even had the baby
Paper
intern
boys.
join us. The baby intern from Laser Eyes join us as well, and shout out to him or her. Sorry,
her name is Sarita.
Dude, I think we just leaked another for the first time on your guys' show. Like that was the first time we told anyone about that product. I think we did the same thing with a few of our products, dude. That's crazy.
This is why you can't miss OnChain Revolution. And you're gonna miss these alpha drops, but it's been an amazing segment, man. Can't wait to have you guys on again. Any final words about Laser Eyes or any product that you guys have for the audience here before you guys take off?
No, shouts to my wife. I love her.
There you go.
Dude, I can say the same shit now.
Go ahead, Bunzy. Say it for the first time.
Shout out to my wife. Loves her.
Oh, smart man.
Amazing, guys. This is so much fun. That's why we saved you guys for the last. We can just hang out, chill, relax. It's amazing. Can't wait to have you guys on again. But I guess, baby, any last words?
Google.
Oh.
Laser Eyes.
Yeah.
Laser Eyes.
Hell yeah. All right. Appreciate you, fam. We'll see you guys in Vegas if you're going. And yeah, dude, let's collab on that because we have some interesting data correlations that I think you guys doing the DeFi side, us doing the collection, because there's some interesting data sets that we could collaborate on.
Let's do it.
Love it. Love it. All right, fellas, we will catch y'all later.
Later, skaters.
See ya.
See you guys. Phenomenal.
Furqs,
you hung out with us.
You're a G.
Chaz couldn't do it, brother, but you did. No, I'm just kidding. But absolutely amazing, man. Thank you so much for hanging with us. It's been great to see your face. I've heard your voice so many times, so it's great to put a face to the voice. Thank you so much for coming on camera and just chilling with us.
Pleasure, man. Like really insightful. Now I know what it feels like to run like a podcast, and you guys have been doing it since a very long time. Kudos to Yagobi and Shizzy.
Absolutely. Any final words about the space or ChaChing or anything to sign off?
Yeah, about ChaChing. So we, like I mentioned in the last podcast, so we have like a Solana integration as well. So you can stake your Bitcoin on Bitcoin through Arch, and on the other hand, we can dispense off a loan to you in USDC on Solana. So just watch out for that update, and more to come on our Twitter feed. Let's fucking go. It's time to make Bitcoin go ChaChing.
Let's go. Love it.
Absolutely love it, man.
All right, we'll probably see you here in a couple of hours in the next space, regular space.
Yeah, in the next space.
Yeah, until then, take a break, and we'll see you then.
All right. Cheers.
All right, see you, buddy.
Bye.
Wow. 2 hours in, talking to builders the whole time. But wait, there's more. We're gonna hit you guys with we ain't done yet. We ain't done yet, guys. Just because everyone else is done doesn't mean Shizzy and Yagobi done. We're gonna go through a quick Bitcoin price action brought to you guys by Artura, Artura.finance. Definitely check those guys out. We had a meeting with them yesterday. Really bullish on the next couple of weeks with these guys, man. So if you don't know what Artura.finance is, they are actually building a leverage trading platform on a Bitcoin L2. The L2s that they're choosing are Hemi. Hemi is backed by Binance. They do not have a token, which basically means when you're airdrop hunting Artura, which I highly recommend, you're potentially accidentally airdrop farming on Hemi. And then there's Botonics. Botonics is a spider chain. Really bullish on this one as well. Definitely use that one. That's going to be fun. So when you're using Artura, back and forth, right? Use it on Hemi. Use it on Botonics. You don't know the benefits that can come from doing that. So highly recommend Artura.finance.
Absolutely, guys. And we're going to get into some Bitcoin price action here. But before we do, remember, you still have a chance to win 13,000 Doggo to the Moon tokens. All you got to do is download the Tokeo wallet app, either on the Apple App Store or Google Play. Take a screenshot of the download and comment in this X Spaces with the screenshot, and you will be in the raffle. But let's get to some Bitcoin price action, starting with the hour chart here, guys. I know this is a little late, but hey, better late than never. You can see we did have some downtrend a little bit, but after a pretty big green candle here on the hour chart, you can see the Bollinger Bands actually widened. So you can see it tightened here until we saw this big move and then started to whiten. So we'll see if it starts to tighten again for another big move, but we're sitting at 103, 150. Setup looks pretty decent. You can see the MACD looks like it wants to be a little aggressive with this buy pressure. The stochastic RSI just made it above the overbought territory, sitting at 84 points there. The support and resistance at the level that we're at right now is about even. I would say it's about even in pretty much everywhere, right? So we probably need a little bit of headlines or something to kind of get going again. But I'm seeing some chop with the upside for the rest of today for the hour chart. The 4 hour chart looks like the setup is decent too. This is tricky though, because up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Oh no, down again. But look, there's some suppressed buy pressure, it seems like. This setup here on the MACD on the 4 hour looks like it's starting to curl up too. So we might have a good couple days heading into the weekend, right? Heading into that Sunday, it might be a good Sunday to end that day. This channel's still staying pretty tight. So that big move has not happened on the 4 hour yet. Maybe we get that this Sunday. Hey, maybe we get it tomorrow. That could be good. The setup looks like it's something that could play into some uptrend tomorrow and then heading into the weekend. So looking pretty decent there as well on the 4 hour. Let's go back to the weekly. The weekly Bitcoin just started the buy pressure in the MACD, but this is good because usually if there's some aggressive green candles, we typically stay in buy pressure for a while on the weekly chart. This channel is starting to kind of tighten a little bit here. Maybe we do have another big move up. I expect even if we do end the week with a red candle that we will pick things right back up next week. Again, I'm not going to lose conviction for this uptrend getting to a new all-time high until we stop following that M2 money supply, right? And there's other catalysts. The catalyst currently with the macro is looking pretty good. I mean, the PPI looked great. Surprisingly, we thought CPI would look good, and it did look decent. But PPI was the one that's from the importers, right? What's the price that they're getting and having to pay from importing? And we thought that was going to be horrible, but it wasn't. It's actually decent. I think it was good, right? So there's a lot of catalysts that are coming up to where we could have an explosive summer heading into that Q4. That's what I'm seeing. My conviction is still there, fellas and ladies that are watching as well. So I'm still bullish. Yeah, we might get a little pullbacks here and there, maybe back to 101, 102, but it doesn't scare me at all. I don't think we go below 100K. So that is what the weekly chart's looking like for Bitcoin. Looks bullish in my opinion. The others weekly looks a little different. Looks like we had some sell down, some aggressive sell down, and this is the others chart is everything else outside of Bitcoin in the top 10. So this band is starting to tighten. It looks like it's coming down here, trying to meet in the middle here. So that could be good though, because it could mean we're going to have an aggressive move. look, I think this was probably from the past couple of days of Bitcoin pulling back, and some of these mid caps and micro caps, they're the first to really get aggressive pullbacks when Bitcoin pulls back. So I think that's just what we saw. This green candle on the MACD looks like it's barely forming. I expect this to rebound if Bitcoin rebounds over the weekend and we get back to a strong green candle. I think we are going to get into alt season soon, guys. That's just my opinion. What we're seeing here, though, is we do need to get back above this 50-day EMA. That could happen over the weekend if we get a bullish Bitcoin. So I'm not too worried yet. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing for Bitcoin and the alts. Crypto bubbles doesn't look great. The daily looks good, though. That looks really good in the top 100 tokens. Looking at the weekly doesn't look bad either, right? So I think we're fine, guys. But that's what I got for the Bitcoin price action and some of these altcoins. And I would say we're in a good spot. We've been in a not so good spot for a very long time. We all deserve this. I believe that. I don't think I sound entitled by saying that. We've been through a lot. So let's look forward to a good summer.
Yeah, I mean, to your point there, like any day over 100K is a good day, right? I mean, we're over $100,000. I heard people on the timeline, over, basically saying 96, 97. Like, I just don't see it. Even if it happens, I think it's gonna be short term. I think we're gonna get a really bullish May. I think we're gonna get a really bullish summer. So we will see. But let's kind of get into the crypto fear and greed here. So last week was a 65. Yesterday was a 73. Where do you think we are today, sir? We're a little lower than that 73,
71
in the 60s. Right there. I'll give it to you. We're at 70 on the dot here. Still, I mean, we're still greedy, right? So even with this little bit of pullback yesterday and today, we're still in the greed. I think we continually stay in the 60s and 70s. Then next week, I think we're in the 80s, but only time will tell here. But let's kind of get into the roll call today. So on this show, first is first, and we track the first comment of the show, and it looks like the first comment is Danny Boy. Shout out to Danny Boy, my guy. He's back to work, but he is not stopping. He is still here hanging with us. He said he's while driving a dump truck, he is number one. So shout out to Danny's 22nd win on the year. Yesterday was Lackey Lukey and Webdro, and ASAP Benji won twice last week. So this is anyone's game here. It looked like you guys, you four are running away with it, but so we will see who wins. But we still have plenty of time. If you guys are, not in it, you still have a chance, right? I mean, you still have like 160 days, 140 days left in the year. So maybe more than that, maybe even closer to 200. I'm not sure, but definitely check out. Well, definitely just try. And then we have Lackey Lukey in here. Danny Boy, Omnity Network says. Network late and present, 2 spaces per day is a good start to the grind. Hell yeah. Lackey Lukey again. PJNZ in the house. Mr. Hanky says when. Malam Yuri is here. Said blood in the streets come out of leverages a couple of days ago after Yagobi and one of the guest hosts called a possible fake out. Thanks. So I guess you and Ski God called a possible fake out. So awesome. Lackey Lukey is here. Danny Bush's GM. Wolves to the Western Finals. Yeah, I mean, with Steph out and with Tatum out, I mean, the Wolves got to be the favorites.
Yeah, I'm rooting for him because of our guy Danny, and our Mavs took him out, but this year they look like the strong team. So
you got Cooper Flag, so congratulations to you. Stole Cooper Flag. This is what GM says. Danny Boy, Webdro, shout out. Yep, shout out Webdro. Shout out Chief Axel. Let's get through this. Mempool Punk is here. Shout out to Mempool Punk. And then we have vegans here all week. Shout out to you, my friend. I hope I said vegans. Vinges. Yeah, shout out to you, my friend. Felipe, we had him on live earlier. Mats is here. Sheldon says another good day every 10 minutes. Shout out to the open source Dex. Rich Swap. Oh, let's go. Super fan is here. Shout out to, was it? The Ace throw me off.
Astrid.
Shout out to Astrid.
She's a part of the Tokyo team.
Yeah. Glasshopper is here. Mice Elf is here. Stakeit. Shout out to Stakeit. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Mice Elf again, and then we had Mandahora is here. Let's see. Malam Yuri, I think I called you again. Let's call you again. And then Matt says at Bunzy, and then Superfan says so much fun with these guys. Yeah. Those guys are absolutely phenomenal. Shout out to Bunzy, shout out to Hathbanger, shout out to Furqs, shout out to Tokeo for putting this all together. Absolutely amazing show.
And we'll be running it till next Tuesday, and then next Wednesday will be our regular routine, guys. We'll get back into that, and so we appreciate you guys. You know, we knew it was a mix-up. You know, it's a change-up, I should say, from what you guys are used to, but it's really educational, and it's bringing so many builders to you know, the forefront to really educate. But man, 550 people today. We've been streaming for about two and a half hours almost going on right now, but we hope that you guys learned something, and we're appreciative for you guys to support us and watch. And without y'all, we couldn't do this. We're very, very humbled and thankful for that. If you could check out our partners, we'd greatly appreciate it as well. Sats Terminal is the aggregator DEX for Bitcoin runes, and they'll be adding alkanes as well, guys. So, you know, they just want to add what the community wants, right? And so the community is saying add alkane, so alkane is going to be added as well. But you can swap for any runes right now if you go to satsterminal.com, and if you connect your wallet, you will start off with 1,000 amber points. These amber points are going to be going towards something big alpha in the future. You can kind of put 2 and 2 together, and everybody wants to partner with Sats Terminal. I'm telling you, they're the aggregator. Everybody's reaching out to them, so we think they're going to be a huge infrastructure play. You're going to get the best liquidity and price if you use satsterminal.com to swap your runes and soon to be alkanes. And then BetBTC is the predictions market for the Bitcoin ecosystem. They're another project that utilizes ICP and Bitcoin technology for you guys to place bets in their markets. All you need is a Bitcoin wallet, some Bitcoin, and 6 Bitcoin blocks, and you can start playing right away. They have their Blitz markets, which is a 10-minute market where you can bet if Bitcoin's going to go up or down in 10 minutes. You got to lock in that price, and then 10 more minutes to see if you won. And you could do that with Bitcoin, Solana, or BNB. Very, very soon, guys, you're going to be able to actually kind of create your own path to success with these guys. You're going to be able to create your own markets and then share those markets and earn 1.5% of the total volume with that. And then also there's going to be referral programs too, guys. So just hang tight. We know it's been a minute in terms of like the latest features update, but there's something big coming. We've been able to see under the hood here. If you go to betbtc.win, you can learn more there. And then Emblem Vault. Emblem Vault is going to be your interoperability tooling for ordinals to jump them to different ecosystems and environments. You just heard the past 3 days that, look, the Bitcoin ecosystem is growing from different environments, chains, etc. You're going to be able to take your puppets, your node monks to Abstract, to Merlin, to Base, to Solana, and you can do that eventually with Agent Agent Hustle, I should say, which is another product by Emblem. Right now, you can use Hustle to help you trade. Hustle right now is in like top mindshare of AI, guys. I'm telling you that everybody is like reaching out to their team. Hey, how do we get connected? How do we get the SDK? All this stuff. So, you know, he can find alpha for you. He can actually do trades for you, all types of stuff. So you can head over to Agent Hustle's. What's the website there? Is it Agent Hustle AI?
Yeah, it's agenthustle.ai.
agenthustle.ai to learn more. And don't forget about their TGE for the Emblem Vault rune in September. You can actually participate in pre-sale right now on OpenSea if you search Emblem Founder Vaults. And once they get to their TGE, they'll tell you how to actually get the Bitcoin runes into your Bitcoin wallet. They'll give you instructions on that. Head over to emblem.vision and you can really see what these guys are all about. And then Artura Finance, we talked about them a second ago. Perps and leverage DEX of the Bitcoin ecosystem, going to be launching on Hemi Bitcoin Layer 2 mainnet very, very soon. You know, they're saying a couple weeks possibly, and then also Botonics as well, which is another Bitcoin Layer 2. So it's exciting times for those ecosystems to get rocking and rolling, and they're kicking it off with Artura. You're going to be able to trade synthetic Bitcoin fungible tokens like Dog Go to the Moon, Billion Dollar Cat, etc., as well as tokens that are popular outside the ecosystem like XRP, Tau, Ethereum. And also eventually you'll be able to add liquidity. If you say you're not a trader, you're like, I don't want to gamble, what you can do is you can add liquidity pools and earn passively there. There's going to be new information on their point systems, all that stuff. We got an update yesterday from the team. Exciting stuff coming, guys. Just hang tight a little bit longer. I know it's been a minute, but like a lot of these Bitcoin ecosystem projects, guys, they've been getting ramped up, right? They're I would say the next month or so, you're going to see a lot of them releasing great products, and Artura is no different. Head over to artura.finance to see and get familiar with their platform. And then Fluid Tokens is the UTXO wizard devs that they are actually still in San Francisco learning at Draper U and teaching probably. They were the first to offer staking vaults on Bitcoin Layer 1. And they have a staking vault in Doggo to the Moon that's going to be unlocking in the next like 15 days. If you are a founder of an ordinal collection or runes and you have an established community and you want a staking vault for your community, head over to their Discord. And they have a team there waiting for you guys to get you guys vaults set up for your community. Exciting stuff. They have their Aquarium bridge from Bitcoin to Cardano live. Head over to fluidtokens.com to learn more there. And then Tokeo Wallet, you've heard a lot about them the past week and a half, 2 weeks, really, after they've made huge waves in the Bitcoin ecosystem. They are a multi-chain smart wallet on Bitcoin and Cardano, soon to be other environments as well. Yeah, just go download this either from the Apple App Store or Google Play. Give us some feedback. Take a screenshot, put it in today's stream, and you have a chance to win 13,000 Doggo to the Moon tokens. But you actually can swap for runes directly in their application because they did partner with Sat's Terminal there. There's going to be more and more features added, guys. You can actually find alpha of YouTube videos right on the application there. Head over to Tokeo.io. You can learn more about this team and what they are going to be bringing to Bitcoin and the broader crypto space. And then Merlin Chain, uniting Bitcoin's strength in the power of AI, making Bitcoin fun is their motto there. They also have an AI that is Wizard 0.3 version right now that's going to help you navigate Merlin Chain as well as help you make transactions in the future as well, right? So, it's exciting that, they have their AI plan, right? Every project needs to have their AI plan, and they're no different. So that's what they have Wizard 0.3 version available for right now. If you want to actually help secure the chain, you can go to merlinchain.io and stake your Merlin Chain tokens, your Merl, and earn 15% APR. There's actually some websites like Coin Codex and things like that are doing predictions, and the Merl prediction is very exciting. I would head over there, check out any coin on Coin Codex. That was a free plug for them, but it's actually a really cool tool. But back to Merlin Chain, guys. Exciting projects coming. Head over to merlinchain.io to learn more there. And finally, our integrated partners in Foxy AI have a big announcement coming very, very soon. So make sure you follow their X account. They have their first-person shooter game called Cypher Striker. We live stream it every Tuesday, starting back next Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern. And then Ordinal Hive is an aggregator ordinal marketplace. So aggregated ordinal marketplace, cheapest ordinals around on Bitcoin Layer 1 and Layer 2. Thank you guys so much for checking out our partners.
Yeah, and speaking of Codex, what is it? Not Codex. What's it called?
It's Coin Codex.
Coin Codex. We should do like a full episode. We should get like a list of stuff and like check out the predictions and see how like correct they are and stuff. That'd be a really cool episode. Potentially do that when we get back to normal next Wednesday. But yeah, and if you guys have a few more minutes and wouldn't mind checking out our website is OnChainRevolution.io. It's some of the best articles dating all the way back to 2023. Some really amazing stuff on here, guys. Check out all of our articles. If you guys need a VPN, I highly recommend NordVPN. It's my personal favorite. Everyone should have a VPN. It's like $3 a month. It's so cheap, guys. Lock it in for 2 years. Forget about it, and you guys will have your privacy. They do have a malware detector as well. It's phenomenal. I use it a lot, especially when I go to these shady sites. But definitely check out NordVPN. If you guys are going to Bitcoin Vegas, get your tickets through us. Click the link right here. That'll take you to Bitcoin Magazine using our code. It helps the show. So if you get your tickets, get them through us, please. And if you guys need merch for that event or any event, check out our store tab. We're going to be adding new stuff here probably after Vegas. But definitely check out all the amazing stuff here at our store, OnChainRevolution.io. And guys, we are live. Normally Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, but as this week and a little bit of next week will be 10 a.m. So if you are missing the show a little bit, Superfan says I bought my BTC 2025 tickets through you guys. Thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate that. But yeah, guys, this week, the rest of this week and Monday and Tuesday will be at 10. But normally we are live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Pacific, and 3 p.m. UTC. Check us out all week, guys. Until tomorrow.
Peace.
OnChain Revolution roll call. market recap. You're not bullish enough, no. You're not bullish enough, no. Look at the price go, Bitcoin control. Why you still coping? Price action rolling. Don't fall for bear trap. Swapping indexes and putting it up in the sex. I can take profit right now. OnChain is where I be now. You can never look back. They don't want you to know. How do the market react? Fear and greed gotta adapt. Now we bridging the tokens and arching the network right now. You know how crazy we are. Nookies are savages now. They know how crazy we are. Chain abstraction, main attraction. OnChain Revolution.